I will also switch over. Hello.
Funny prank on kid. We start without
We
him.
started anyway. Hopefully it won't immediately come in and say something really out of pocket. That would be crazy and totally not clippable.
Back.
Hey, welcome back.
What? Huh?
Huh?
I'm always clippable, I say, as my microphone quality is not great.
Actually, your microphone, your blub, 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 blub. It's good. It's fine.
Beep, boop, bop, bop, pow.
No, it's fine. I was going through my VOD yesterday, and the audio's tricky. To, like,
It's the
read
worst feeling when you're just like, God, it sounds like ass.
Yeah, well, it was more like, fuck, my joke got eaten.
Oh, do you have like hard,
something like
hard ceiling for
don't
noise
think so.
cancellation?
I think I might. I thought I turned it off, but it's like fucked.
I have like a soft one where like it helps it, but it doesn't full cut
I used
off.
to have one of those on my whole setup because I did like a big, crazy like thing. I don't remember what I like went into the coding and put it in the computer before my mic went into the computer, like as a code thing. And so I would scream in like Discord and I would like fade away instead of and it was really funny. And then
Discord VoIP.
I pretty much had Discord VoIP, yeah. It was great. But I lost it when I updated Windows one day. It bricked it and I'm like, mother.
The thing that's currently driving me crazy is the recent shorts and short form stuff that I've edited out. The sound has been way too quiet on everything, and I don't know if like the editing software got to a certain point, because I stopped for a hot while, so it's like it updated a few times, so I'm like, I don't know if
yet. I mean, just chatting mode.
where I'm still in the main menu.
Do one of you guys want to host since you guys are in the same time zone?
Sure. What do I want? What do we want the game name to be?
We're playing RV game.
We're playing RV
No,
game.
that's not. It's for you.
Okay. Start ride. Let's go.
Oh my god.
He's evil, dude.
Nuggets in a can. Hey, Brana, how you doing? Surprise! We're collabing today.
Can I try not mixing with you guys, chat?
Oh shit! Yeah, you're gone.
I hate.
Oh, did you hit the turn on? Did you join before you became live? Because you have to like click the join in the thing if you weren't live when you joined.
Need to lower your guys's. Where did my mouse go?
Oh, you're in.
Is it
Okay,
good
I hear
now?
you. Oh, hi. We're so fast.
Okay, fix it.
Lower list.
Yeah, I am a little loud.
Right?
Hey, no need to confirm that. Okay.
Join.
Okay.
Who's being bald? That's what it says when you're playing this game.
Set active. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh.
All right. I came in with you saying that. I was like, all right, immediately muted. All right. Hello.
Ooh,
I definitely need to change the mouse sensitivity though, because that's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What are we doing?
Mouse sensitivity.
Oh, the mouse
The
sensitivity.
mouse sensitivity was like...
I turned off head bob as well, because I thought that would be horrible.
It's not terrible. Me, who's played like Outlast and BioShock, and I'm like, yeah, this is fine. Hey, Melon. Oh, wait. Crap. I can't hear y'all. What happened? No. Maybe. I'm unmuting y'all in Discord.
What the heck?
Can y'all hear me in here?
Okay, I just had to turn Discord up.
I don't know how to fix it.
I can't hear you guys in game.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Stopped.
Yeah, it just stopped for y'all, right? It just suddenly just didn't work anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild.
I get another invite, maybe?
Oh, what invite?
Maybe.
Test, 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 test.
Hi, can I get another invite?
For...
The stream together.
Okay.
I mean, I heard you in
Looks
the
like
game
you
again
picks
this
you
time.
up, throws you into the lake. Yeah! No!
We're going for a swim.
Can you not fight back? There you go. Can you not fight back?
I don't think so. You want to test?
They're gone.
Did you get
Are you
it?
muted? No. I love technology.
Right?
Technologia.
Technologia.
Okay, I'm gonna
Ex Machina.
DM you a specific link.
Okay. So, how did you get your thing to work again, Melon?
I pressed V in the left side of the screen.
Oh.
It's just broken.
No, I think... Yeah, if it's glowing blue, I think it might be working, right? Is it working again?
Talk again?
Hi.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, V. You want it highlighted blue on the left side.
Okay.
Hey, Skellion.
I
Welcome,
joined the shared
welcome.
chat.
Yeah. Well. Now the cool kid is here. Oh.
If I click off of
I'm fixing
the
it.
thing, though, it mutes the whole window.
Yeah, it does do that. I think there's no escaping that.
Okay.
At least from what I could tell.
But what? Cute boy sub.
Cute boy subs.
Fixed it.
Nanny did to us.
I fixed it.
Yay.
I can't believe you sent me a Twitch collab link on Discord.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a
And?
link to Twitch. I'm like, I know what Twitch is. God. You guys think we need this scrap metal? Oh, burger pack.
Really?
Kid, did you
What?
make sure the microphone was on? 'Cause you're still silent for me.
Yeah, if the V on the left, if your microphone is blue.
I didn't have it toggled off.
There you go. Now I'm going to turn you off.
Off.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird, because I was like, I thought you guys could hear me earlier. I'm taking these
Empty beer.
burger.
Burger.
To-do list and a manual. We should probably take those, huh?
Set up camp. We checked that. Light a campfire with lighter fluid. Make bigger fire than last year. Catch at least one fish for dinner. Wake up early to see the sunrise. Didn't get that one. That was crossed out. Go on a hike.
Hearts.
Befriend wild animal. Not friendly. That's also crossed out. Build something out of wood. Go home. Take Route 65. That's the one. That's our to-do list.
Beer gives us strength, and cigarettes give us speed.
That makes sense.
That checks out.
Oh,
What?
We're too little.
Are we?
Okay.
Are
Guys,
we?
I threw the dartboard in here and it's gone.
Oops. There we go. Okay.
Hmm.
There was a dartboard?
I threw it in here and it
Which one of us is this?
lost its physics and went away.
It went away.
Ooh, walkie-talkie. Probably gonna need that.
EpiPen? What the heck?
That seems important. We should probably keep that.
That's a sign of things to come.
Maybe.
We'll
Cold
come up.
coffee
One of
makes
y'all is
up.
allergic to nuts, so we'll eat a bunch of cashews.
Yay.
Okay. Motor oil.
Okay.
It seems important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can
I'm
I
just gonna
store that
start
somewhere?
grabbing shit.
There's some cupboards in the back.
There we go. Okay.
I
That goes
found a tape.
there.
EpiPen, EpiPen,
What's it say?
walkie-talkie,
It's playing
Found a
music.
six-pack.
Hell yeah.
cold coffee.
Strength. Ooh. This rules.
How do I switch between items?
I think we only get one hand.
Then what happened to the EpiPens I had in my hand?
Pop
Probably dropped them.
next to the shield thingy, there's what looks to be an EpiPen and then
Shoved some
scrap
cold
metal.
coffee.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
So I think that's like a shared pocket
gotcha.
that we have as triplets.
Mm.
As triplets.
Yeah, dude.
Is that an engine under the bed? You know what? I'll take it.
Hey, that might run the RV. Make sure you didn't just rip the engine out of the thing.
I didn't pick it up. It's fine.
He's twisted. Okay, I think that's everything.
All right. Who wants to be the first driver? Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Shut the door when you're pooping.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Free.
I'm
I
fine with
just flicked a cigarette on the carpet.
I feel I
Blow
have
up
mixed
at some
feelings
point.
about flicking cigarettes directly on into the environment.
We got a map.
Let's
I feel drive
go.
the car.
Okay. No, I think Melon's driving.
Oh, okay. Melon, drive the car.
Oh, wow.
God.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Toggle and-
Where
Okay,
are we?
we're here. Exit to route, campsite. Okay. Okay, I know where we are.
You know how to drive a stick, right?
Yeah, you got this.
I learned once upon a time.
Oh, that's actually really impressive. Thank you. That's a good job.
I know how to drive a stick because I'm.
I do
cool.
not.
This is a cool ass RV. Yeah, we've got burger in a
Burger.
bologna packet, which kind of freaks me out. No,
Whoa!
some of our stuff is moving.
Let's go! You got this.
Do we need to fix stuff?
No,
No.
I'm fixing it.
Okay.
He's got it. We're fine.
Fine, he's fine. He knows what he's doing.
Especially when we go down this hill.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I need
nothing
to
can
sit.
go wrong.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wow,
Oh wait, I hear
nature's
something.
Beautiful.
I hear something. I hear something.
Hey, there's
Rocks.
Oh my God!
Rocks.
Hey, that's
We took
insane
damage.
that you didn't stop the car. That says a lot.
Okay. Well, we took damage.
Okay.
All right, let's look. Ugh.
1 second.
Can we open? Oh. Can I like?
You hurt the car, dude.
Oh my God! How do I?
I think it's fine, actually.
Repair hammer.
Bah.
Oh, P for toggle park. Duh.
Ugh. Nothing. Oh, how are we look on the outside?
Fine. I feel like we need a little steppy stool. More so than what they give us.
Little.
Oh, we have Jack's power pole and a Flipatronic 2000 up here.
Sure, man.
What?
You heard me. All right. I think we're good.
Gravity's really low.
Yeah, don't you know we're on the moon?
Get back up.
One
I
second.
can't.
Okay.
I can't make the cart. There we go.
Why can't I drop
I'm
it here?
opening
What do
the
you mean I
hatch in
can't
the
drop it
ceiling.
here?
Boom.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Whoa,
Climb
we
climb
are
on this.
light as a feather.
Climb
Yes.
the ladder, go on the ceiling, and then come in for the top. That's what both of us did.
Oh god. I started to, and then I like flung off the top.
Have you considered not flinging off the top?
We've got a winch.
That. Close the door.
All right.
We got repair. We need motor oil to repair the thing.
There's motor oil in one of the things above the.
We can push the thing. We can drink a beer. We can
Hell
smoke
yeah.
a ciggy.
Hell yeah.
We've got storage on top. We've got storage in the points we already know. We got communicate is middle mouse and X. Control. There's a lot of communication.
To go to Route 65, we turn right at the fork up here.
Okay.
At that sign. But it looks like the road is closed,
Oh,
so
no!
it looks like
Alright,
we'll
we're
go
taking the
deep.
detour?
Yeah, looks like.
Oh.
Oh wait, hold on. Hold on.
Hold on. Gotta investigate this.
I think we're supposed to drive on the planks.
Oh.
There's more
wow,
planks
that
over
is
here.
Difficult to. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh well, good job, me.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
This is going so well.
Oh no.
Oh well, I threw that.
What if we do it this way?
What if we just drove around it?
What if we just went and we
I'm
ignored
just
the
pushing.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, what if we...
What's the worst that could happen?
Certainly not our deaths. Alright, I'm gonna...
Yeah, that's something.
Okay, that's something.
Okay. That's something.
I'm thinking we might need to, like, have it be up here.
Oh!
You're so strong.
He's so strong.
Oh, I thought I lifted one of you into the sky.
Oh.
I did go airborne for a second.
I'm just... Hold on. Let me grab that.
Grab that one.
Alright.
Maybe we can work with that. Sure.
Sure.
Let's go.
What could go wrong?
Do you think we got it?
No.
No. But I think this is the best shot that we're gonna get
Yeah.
for now. Alright. You're good. You're good.
You gotta do the hand motion.
Oh, yeah. You're good. You're good.
good.
You're good.
Yeah, you're
You're
good.
good. Yeah, a little bit to the left.
You're missing it. A little to your left.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you're good. Oh,
okay.
no, keep going.
Oh, keep going. Oh, yeah.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Now here's the cool move that I'm gonna do is we're gonna put this on top. Where are you guys trying to go? I don't know.
I
You
don't
think we
know.
know?
The map.
We were supposed to go to 65 and now we're
Can't attach
detouring.
Here. Oh, we can't bring this with us. They thought of this.
Oh, but it was such a big brain.
Uh,
What if we just put it
I'm
inside?
strong. Yeah. It's gonna break things. Anyway, what
Well,
was the to-do list? Do you still have it?
No. The to-do list was to go to
That's not
Route
good.
65, but we're going on a detour.
Uh-huh.
Where did the map go? Did someone have the map?
Idealist?
I dropped the map in here before I left.
Did you drop it or did you put it somewhere?
No, I dropped it.
Okay, then it might just be gone.
Oh. Well, we don't need it. Let's go!
That's an
Sure?
incredible... Hold on. That's an incredible thing to lose off the rip.
Like, literally first thing to lose.
Listen. I thought it was going to be safe in the RV, so I left it in the RV.
Did you drop it before the rocks?
Yes. Alright, now that I've used the restroom.
We may be cooked.
Let's check the rocks.
I think we're
Might have
cooked.
gotten launched into oblivion
Hmm,
with these physics.
maybe. Yeah. Who needs a map? We just follow the road. We'll be fine.
Just follow the
Yeah,
road.
yeah.
Oh
What?
wait, I see the map.
I'm happy.
I see the map. I have the map.
Sit.
But I have a confession.
What?
I'm stuck.
Oh no. Drive the car. Crush
No.
it.
Where?
No, I'm in the rocks. If y'all could pick me up, that would be great. Help! Help! Thank you. Hi, I have the map now.
That's crazy that you found it. Good job.
Thank you. I won't do. I won't lose it a
wild
second
thing to
time.
lose. Hey guys.
Oh, okay. I will sit here. You got this.
There's a clutch? Uh-oh.
All right. Yep. Let's keep following this
Part.
road.
So, what is it? Where's the... How do I move the...
You
Where's the
got
clutch?
this.
This isn't the clutch, this is the stick.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
I
we're
guess this
drifting
is the wheel.
forward, and that's a ooh. Oh,
We're fine.
good correction.
I'm just surprised that there isn't, like an actual clutch.
Hmm.
I can't really see.
Okay.
Put
There's
it
a
back here.
sign to the left.
Yeah, we're gonna go left, but we can go down to the picnic area by the river over there. There might be some stuff.
Driving in second gear, so it's a little slower.
That's a tree. Good job. Good stop.
Eh,
All right, let's see.
we're stuck.
Where can I put
Oh, that's
this?
a cute cabin.
I'm gonna put it in
I can't.
neutral.
I can't put.
What are we stuck on?
I can't put
You
this.
can push it with F. What are we?
Hey, we should be in park. Hey, oh, whoo.
Well, no, it's in neutral, so we can move it.
Oh.
You can put it in park if you want. Where's park? E. Now we're in park.
Okay. I'm gonna leave this.
This game in particular is gonna be such a filter for driving for people that don't know at all how a stick works.
Yeah.
Because you do actually have to know how a stick works. You do need to know that shifting up in gear makes it slower, but does give you more torque. So, like, you want to be...
Oh, I hear-
The actual
I hear-
snake?
I hear snakes.
Enemy?
What?
Enemy? I juked it with my powers?
I got scrap metal. Scrap metal. Oh, snake in the building.
More scrap metal, more scrap metal, we're scrapping.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, that's funny that they did that.
Hold on. Can I like
made it a
throw
stick.
something on over there? Can I like?
Is there anything even in there?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there actually.
We got EpiPens, yeah?
Yeah, we do.
Don't
I'm
get
try-
bit by the one over there.
Oh. Oh, you
There's
can
cool
point.
glasses
Okay.
in there.
Here, you know what? I'll throw you in past the snake. You down?
No, I'm gonna just juke it.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Ow! Why did I get it?
Juke it.
Why did I get it?
Ow.
Oh shit! Dude, that thing can jump.
I got bit twice. I got the glasses though, so I'm winning.
Ow!
Ow.
Why am I keep on getting hit with you?
Get away from hit. Here,
Hi.
you need these if you're gonna wear that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
Sorry, Melon.
I'll get the next cool clothing.
I'm gonna
item.
need. Stop playing with the snakes. I'm like.
What are you,
half
my dad?
poisoned to death. No. But I am almost dead. How do I heal myself? How do
EpiPen probably.
Okay, where do we keep those?
I have 4 on me. I just don't know. Yeah, I can't do anything to you.
In the cabinet? No.
Oh, I didn't even see
Pack
these
of beers
cabinets
in the
upstairs.
cabinet.
Oh, that's a hatch. Nope. Disposable grill. Do you think we could cook the snakes?
If we somehow find a way to kill them, probably.
That's fair. I don't see any. Oh, maybe this we need. Maybe we need to eat. Eating like heals it. Maybe. So we could cook meat on the disposable grill, and then we could heal.
That might work
Welcome
for
to
healing.
my butts valley.
My butts.
My
Hell yeah.
butts.
My
Ugh,
butts.
I can barely see over the dashboard.
I believe in you.
Where are
Yeah.
we going?
If we stop here, there's something to our left we can go explore. There's like some picnic tables and stuff.
Jumps out of the car. More snake.
More snake.
I can't really afford to be disposable grill again.
Beer!
What's
A hero's reward.
Sure, man.
Nuggets!
Grill.
A healer's reward.
You're eating it? He's crazy. You didn't even want to cook it.
I just drank the nuggets out of the can, which
That's
is
actually
wild,
vile.
by the way.
That's.
I can
I
confirm.
don't want to think too hard about that.
I can confirm 2 things. 1, the beer gave me a buff, and 2, the food didn't give me anything more in any of my things. So it either
Well, it's
does the
because
same
you've been
thing as the
poisoned.
beer.
I imagine.
It didn't even reduce the poison though. What's the point of
We have an
nuggets if it
inventory
doesn't for an
tab.
antidote?
I hit I. I hit T. Oh, no, that's cigarettes. See?
Alright, yeah, we just keep on following this road. There is a little bit of something to our right in those woods if we want to check those out.
What? We give a man a cowboy hat and he becomes southern. It
I've
took
always
4
always
seconds.
been southern boy.
It took 4 seconds.
Let's check out the area,
He's
yeah.
crazy. Actually crazy.
Alright, let's see here. Where would this
Oh
be?
wow, this forest goes.
Hey, let's not lose the car.
I have the map. We'll be fine. Is this it?
I don't know about that.
Me neither.
Why do I feel like this is too far? Maybe it's nothing.
I need to know how to stop being poisoned.
I have a suspicion we just can't do anything until you like die.
We probably have to find
Maybe
that
we
house
have to
back.
camp.
Maybe.
Maybe we have to set up camp first.
I wasn't able to find the little thing there, but maybe it's like
That's
mountain
okay.
or
Let's
something.
drive.
Let's drive. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alright. We can keep going straight to check out this area. We can get some gas.
Frank!
Let's check
The
it
army
out!
turns in such a crazy way.
Let's see here. Scrap metal, beer, antidote! Over here, antidote. Right here, on the ground. Certainly is not a used needle
God.
in the slightest.
Oh, I love used needles. Ugh! I got rid of most of it.
Bear spray.
Ooh,
Yummy.
certainly there's no bears.
A sign of things to come.
No.
I love used needles in the woods.
I will put the bear spray in the car because that,
You
I
grab
mean,
the tape?
tape?
Yeah.
No.
Hell yeah.
Okay, bear spray in the RV.
Oh, insert. Okay.
Okay, now we need to just start off with a little bit of an intro, little jingle. Okay.
Ooh.
No, it's no good. Maybe a little more chanty.
How did y'all get my first stream on here?
Oh my god.
It's the same mic quality.
Welcome to Absolute Calm with Austin, where I
Calm?
teach you how to achieve absolute calm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Austin, what is absolute calm?
Austin.
I was thinking that.
Absolute calm.
Why would
I
one
think
want
this
to
might be the-
achieve the absolute calm?
What was the name of the tape that
Austin,
you just
that
got?
sounds nice and all,
Absolute
but I have
Calm,
a family to care
maybe?
for. I don't
think that
have
was the
time
first
for
one.
Absolute Calm.
calm.
Okay.
Dear listener, please note that absolute calm will not result in a reduction
drive
of
the car.
productivity, but instead it will increase it. The absolute calm will bring clarity to your mind, shedding the unnecessary burdens of the world, and laser your focus on the only things that matter.
Uh-huh.
But Austin, what if I'm incapable of
Carmen's
achieving this?
crazy.
You can. We all
Alright.
can. It is a gift from the
Alright.
ancient Anunnaki of Nibiru. And as
Oh,
such,
what?
the absolute calm
What?
exists in all of us at all times, albeit lost amongst the distractions we have created for
That's
ourselves.
so funny.
But I will help you achieve it in this 8-part series.
8
You
part.
might be curious about other health benefits of the absolute calm. Accessing the absolute calm comes with all sorts
Every time he
of
says
health
absolute
benefits,
calm, we
such
take a
as
drink.
Lowering blood pressure, more efficient vitamin
God.
absorption, reaching an ideal weight, a reduction in chronic fatigue, improved mobility, more
Your
regular
marriage
bowel movements,
saved.
and achieving enlightenment, often in tandem with the bowel movements. With this step-by-step guide,
so real.
you too will reach the absolute
Oh,
calm.
jeez, oh,
Courage
jeez.
chaka to you, my child, and I will see you in
Ooh.
the next lesson.
We're
That's a
talking to
sign?
You as well. Hey guys, there's a bear
whoa,
beating
whoa.
car.
Oh,
No.
God!
Hey guys, you kind of left me with the bear. Hey guys. Hey guys. I'm currently having a staring contest with the bear.
Melon,
Y'all good?
you drove off a cliff. Yeah.
Hey, are you
I was
lost?
trying so
Are you
hard
lost,
to
little
keep
guy?
This car straight.
Here's a map. Look, this is where you are on the map.
Can you even do anything with this?
Hey,
Where's the manual?
The manual is in the front seat in the glove
Oh,
box.
I have it. Okay.
Okay, the bear went away.
Repair with a hammer. Yeah, I bet the bear went away, dude.
Do you all want me to come down there, or how do you want me?
I don't know, man.
I genuinely don't know.
I like my just base instinct was just like, I'm just gonna get out of the RV now. Just-
Big problems. We might have just enough metal to actually make the RV okay again.
Hell yeah. Looks like we have, yeah, it's like the skeleton got hurt, engine,
Oh no,
Got
everything
hurt.
is broken.
and then some tires.
We kind of shattered.
You did kind of like shed your skin.
Trying to see if there's a way for where y'all even can get out. I'm gonna at least see what direction y'all need to go from up here. Okay, not. Oh wait, I mean, I wish I had a compass. Not that way. So
Well, that's all the
towards
metal.
this way, I think, is where you need to go.
It looks better. We don't have a roof.
You don't need a roof when you have Nature's roof. The sky.
I'm gonna kill him.
I'm gonna see if we can even like start turning.
I'm gonna take a little.
Yeah,
jog
go down that way. The other way looks
see
like
if there's
there's
anything.
nothing there.
Cheap views. Wowie zowie.
And boop. I don't know if that works for everybody,
Be a
but
restart.
okay.
It's not great that a bear stopped by on like
I mean, we have bear spray.
important event. I know that, but that doesn't make it easier.
That's fair.
That was the first bridge we had to deal with.
Ow! I broke my legs.
I think we're stuck.
No, I think there's a way to do this. Hopefully.
Can we do this? I winch you to this tree. Wait,
Yeah, I think yeah.
hit that winch.
Hit the winch.
Winch it. Oh, I need the winch
the-
controller.
I think the controller, yeah.
Give me that.
You have it now. No, Kit. You have it in your chat now.
What?
There's
Whoa,
bear coming.
that's crazy. It's jumping.
Uh-oh, another bear. Hold on.
Oh God, oh
it went
jeez, oh
away.
God.
It went away. It's just running into a wall. I think you're fine.
I was like, what are you talking about? I can't get in the stupid car. There we go.
Have you tried the roof?
No.
Okay. Oh? Oh?
Okay. Okay.
We're pulling.
Oh,
It's twerking.
Oh, it's working. Does it's working.
Twerking. It's twerking. It's twerking.
Okay.
It's twerking.
Mm-hmm.
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 This is a good winch. Damn.
Holy, like. what?
Damn.
Yeah, what model is this? I'm gonna...
Okay, now what?
Oh. Grab the other winch on the front.
Okay. Alright, I got it.
And I'll put it onto like this tree by me. If you can get up here. He's so cool. Yeah. You may have to go into the RV somehow and then go out a window.
I believe in myself. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe.
We're gonna get this RV back up there. This is part of the game. This is part of the fun.
Okay.
Idealist,
Yes.
where are you?
I'm
Oh.
believing.
He's believing. Okay. Oh, okay.
Hi.
Hey, man.
Okay.
You got this. You should put on the
May
absolute
I-
wellness track while we're doing this for your own safety.
May I make a
own good.
recommendation?
What's up?
Do you mind extending the winch a bit so then I can get behind it with this one?
Ugh. So needy.
I mean, he's right though. Oh no.
That's what you asked for.
It's true. Okay.
Is that good?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. The problem is this winch is fighting me. Well, it is. Uh-oh. Okay.
Is that better?
Oh, okay. I know why it's fighting me. This
It was
winch...
locked.
no. Doesn't want to go backwards.
No,
Oh, maybe it was locked. I don't know. It's fine now.
It was locked. I unlocked it.
Oh, thank you. Okay, which tree?
This one.
Okay.
This
All right.
is gonna get crazy.
Let's go.
I gotta sit down. I gotta.
Yeah,
breathe
you're
in.
gonna need to
you're
sit down.
gonna need to sit down for this.
We're gonna split the car. Split the RV half. Rip it
Yeah,
apart.
honestly, I'm gonna back off just a bit in case it slingshots off that.
It might. It might. Okay, I think we do this.
The winch is stuck in the ground. The front
That's
part.
fine.
Okay.
Now do the front one. I think you're only doing the back one currently.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, it glitched through the ground. So
Oh,
I don't know
oh.
how well. Oh wait.
Oh, no, I think you're good. Keep going. It's getting shorter.
Why is it? It's pulling the other one.
No, there it is. There it is. Perfect. Perfect. Now you're brilliant. This is an
It's
amazing
great.
plan.
Watch, it's working though.
This is perfect.
It's working though. It's working though.
It's working.
It's working though is the thing.
Look at it. It's beautiful.
The thing is, idealist, it worked though.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
that
but
wasn't
from
sarcasm.
Here, where?
I don't know.
Now we do it
We
again.
might. We have to go up.
Okay. Well, the car is parked.
All right, I'm
Oh
gonna
my
move the
God,
back
this is
one.
So funny.
While you figure out where the winches go, the car is parked.
Oh my God. This
That
is
was
so funny.
scary.
I just started shaking. Oh man.
Can you just see what that looked like from your guys' point of view?
Just rapid shaking.
The car just shakes a lot.
I'm
Oh
thinking.
boy.
I'm kind of thinking here and then there, and then you could
Okay.
probably go up.
Yeah. Okay. Melon, can you put it in neutral?
Where's this one? Oh,
Not that I think
Yep.
it really is gonna matter. Oh. Wait.
oh. Do you mind if I move this one, or do you want to keep this one there for now?
The front. Oh, you can take it out.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh.
So, hey guys, how's it going? Hey guys, how's it? Hey guys, how's it going?
The vehicle and not
How'd
the
it
other
go?
Shit we did.
How'd it go, guys?
That's good.
Anyways,
Okay, this was a checkpoint.
oh, fuck yeah.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
well,
Oh no,
I
it
think I've
randomized
lost
the
my...
loot though. I don't have a injection needle.
We still got bear spray. Oh, don't worry, guys. We got the cassette here. That's what matters.
Oh, thank God.
Bear spray.
That's so funny.
It's like Axe body spray, but for
We'll
bears.
let someone else drive over the bridge this time.
I'll give it a shot. What could possibly go wrong?
Do we
You
get to
gotta drive a
listen to the
stick?
cassette again?
Cassette.
We should grab it just for collection purposes. You know how to drive a stick, idealist?
No.
Oh fuck.
Okay, now we need to start off with a little bit of an intro.
One
Little jingle.
is
Okay, what can we do here?
low torque,
Okay.
high, and like RPM.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to start at 1 and then go to 2 and go to 3 if you're looking for speed. If you want more torque, you go to 2 early, and 2 will be slower, but you'll have a little bit more control.
Got you. Is
And
it like
honestly,
at?
I'm surprised in this RB that Gear 1 even moves this thing at all, like it does, because it's crazy. It moves so fast. It goes so fast.
All right. So
There is
Press
no actual
clutch.
clutch. The clutch is the stick.
Oh.
I don't have time.
What is
Dear listener,
what's park?
please note that absolute calm will not
P.
P.
Okay, thank God.
There you
Okay.
Go, King.
All right. Toggle engine R. There we go.
Water so good.
And then clutch is Q. P. All right.
Where's the bear spray?
It's in the back, in the cupboard.
Keep that on this time. Now that we know how easy it is to actually repair the outside, we shouldn't panic as much.
We'll see. We got this. Whoop.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah.
Instead of going in reverse, I just let it stall. All right,
Careful.
we got this. Ooh, 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 ooh. We did it!
Let's go.
We did it.
We did it! Does someone have the map, by the way?
Oh, right.
I hear a bear.
What is the road and what is
I just.
Oh.
If you're ever like stuck like that, we can get out and winch the car forward.
No, I wasn't stuck. It was just a very tight turn.
No, I know, but like we can winch it instead of risking the turn.
Oh.
Ooh, this will be good. This will be fun.
Okay.
Oh no!
I hear a bear.
Oh,
Get the
God.
spray.
I got it. Get out of here, loser. Yeah.
Well, it really sounds like you hurt its feelings with loser. It's really funny. It was just like, get out of here, loser. And he's like, oh. Oh. Okay. Y'all ready for this? Everyone buckle up.
Oh, there's a manual in here already. In the glove box.
Yeah.
Should put a walkie-talkie in the glove box.
Mm.
Oh, you can't. Whatever.
The glove box is only for manuals. Everyone knows
Apparently,
this.
I think I have magic cards in mine.
Honestly, that's based. Hold on, officer. Let me get my license and registration for you. Can you please hold on to this Bloomborough starter deck for me real quick?
Yeah. Come on.
Hmm?
You're not driving.
No, I'm waiting for everyone to sit.
Why would I sit? You're
You know what?
kill
Fair.
us.
All right. You what? Fair.
And I can direct you slightly. Slow. He's crazy. Slow. You good?
I could do the funniest thing right now.
My little. I hear the engine knowing. No. You're gonna fall. Ah!
Oh,
Stop, kiss. Careful. This is what you get for doing a bit.
honestly, the reason I'm in this situation is because I didn't hold the momentum trying to hit you. If I kept the momentum, I would have been fine.
Arguable. Melon,
Alright.
you need to get the winch control off the back thing and hit the front one and hit winch.
Front.
Smoking
Pull?
a Segulio. The chat. Yep, there you go.
There we are.
That's how it's done.
All right, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
That's how it's done.
All right, you're good. You're good. We're in park.
Put in park. Mission accomplished.
jumping because it's so hard to get in the damn door.
I'll drink to that.
Hell yeah. Alright, y'all ready?
Hell yeah.
Hell
Whoa.
yeah.
You crunch it.
You do crunch it.
Ooh, okay. Alright. We're doing pretty good.
It's gonna be, I think, a sudden deep turn.
Let's see here. Where is... Hold on. There's reverse. Okay. Oh. Oh. It's so weird when you put it in reverse. Oh! Oh! We're fine. We're fine. Ugh. See, we're fine. We're good. We're good.
Kid got out of the car. You might want to slow down so he can actually get back in.
That's pretty. You know what? Smart. Hey, how you doing? You might want to pick up Kit. He's having trouble getting it.
He picked up me!
Oh, you actually got out. Okay.
Oh, I hit V at some point. I don't know how long.
Oh, wow. I also hit V at some point. Does it turn off? Because
I
you.
also turned it off.
Okay, did we
Okay.
all hit V or did the game turn it off for
No,
us?
I think when the, so loud.
Okay.
I think when we destroyed the car and we got
No,
into
I've
the-
heard you guys talking.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. All right,
I
we
don't know.
got this.
It's fine.
We got some items over here. Let's go.
I'm gonna die from smoking cigarettes, I think.
Got some
let's,
crayons, wheel,
Extra time. Oh, yes, antidote.
lots of scrap.
I'm good now.
A winch pole.
All the motor oils relieved.
Oh, EpiPens.
I still don't know what those are for.
I'm assuming they're like med kits, but maybe not.
I think
I
maybe,
don't know where to store them though.
I think we just have them like we do the
I see it on the top there.
Oh.
like scrap metal, yeah.
Oh. All right, winch poles collected. Can we have like a spare tire?
Okay, so this whole upcoming area sucks.
Ramp.
I guess we don't need the tire.
We need the ramp though.
Are we gonna
lot
do
of
the ramp
mud.
here?
I don't know. I don't know if we can use it here or we can put it on top of the car.
Open window.
Link
Let's see.
pole.
There's
Oh.
more stuff over there.
We're supposed to be using winch poles instead of being idiots.
No, I just put the winch poles on there. So
Oh,
that was
okay.
something that we
Take-
just
can we
got.
Take them out and put the ramps on there.
All right, see if you can.
Found a 6-pack.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and put that one on there then
Let's-
too.
Let's do.
Can we
do
put it
this,
inside?
and
Let's
then we
see.
can-
No.
Whee!
Okay. All right. I'm fine with just 2 for now. Hopefully they're not single use.
Probably are, sadly.
Do we have a place for a tire? I don't think we need it,
Where?
but
Is this just a big U-turn?
Could we only carry one spare?
looks like, which is wild. Can I like crouch?
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh, excuse me.
All right, let's see
Okay,
here.
guys, hear me out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hear me out. There's a bunch of rocks, and it looks like it just goes in a U-turn.
Uh-huh.
What if we just do this?
Ooh.
And just go up this and take a right. And
Hell yeah.
skip, like, 60% of this.
There's a lot of mud here, so we'll have to be careful
Ooh, oh.
not to get super stuck.
I mean, it looks like we'll have to deal with the mud
Regardless.
either way.
Regardless.
So this might be faster.
I'm fine with it.
I believe in my
in us.
friend's ability to drive.
Yeah.
a car.
All right, you want to stay outside to help guide
Yeah. He's not
and not be
way to blow up.
in the explosion?
The explosion.
Yeah, you heard me.
I've seen the car blow up before. We could probably use the ramps, but I don't think we need to. Okay. Oh, okay. Keep going.
Hold on.
You were pretty lined up, honestly. Probably should move on.
Are we lined up?
Little to your left.
Oh God.
You missed it.
I missed it. All right.
Why would you miss it? Why would you do that?
Why would you miss it?
Sure.
Yeah, I think it should
'Kay.
be good.
Okay. Back way up,
Okay.
and then try to line it up. That RV can fucking schmoove, dude. It's
You know what?
crazy.
We're gonna start on. We're gonna start in 2.
Yeah, put it on 2. Just kinda...
That
Yeah,
did not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Push it.
Ooh, my lack of confidence. Oh.
No.
Let's back up just a
Back
little
up
bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh,
I was like, it's 2, so it'll be slower, and then it just floored.
No, it's the RV doesn't work how it should in real life. It's crazy.
no. Oh my God.
Jesus. All right, we're sticking with 1. Okay.
Half the things flew off this side.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We could.
Hold on.
We could wedge it if we have to.
I have a winch pole.
Yeah, there are 2 winch poles that we can't even put on the thing that we could use here. If we really
Yeah.
want to. But honestly, I would rather have those for the after the mud part.
We could just use 1 here, 1 there.
Good repair. Good repair.
I think. There we go.
I love having a handyman.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
I like Melon just standing there with a wedge pole, just being like, "You want this? You want? You want? Where do you want this?"
Do you just stick it in the ground? How does it work?
I pick it up and it says place winch pole, but it doesn't show like example of where it's gonna be.
It might. I don't know.
It might be just
It might
anywhere.
not go in the. I think we can still get away with just the wood.
Okay.
You just gotta be careful.
Okay. All right.
Take it slow.
But also have confidence.
Oh,
That's as far as I'm getting.
push it. Hit F.
Push.
Hit F. Push it.
F, push it.
No, not you. Us.
driving.
I'm switching to second gear.
I think.
It made it worse. First gear.
Hold there.
Oh,
Hold.
you're completely off now.
Yeah, I
hold.
am.
fixed the issue.
Hell yeah.
Maybe.
We ready?
No.
Oh.
We might want to still try to use the wood with the
Uh.
winch here. They need
I
to
think
make
this-
these stairs like two things taller. Thank you, Jesus Christ.
The fact that they made these people really short is really funny. Hold on. Okay. You're good.
I just don't want the car to blow up.
So you're fine.
Almost.
Whee!
I'm a
Whee!
little nervous.
Whee!
I'm so worried you're gonna like slam down.
Whee!
Okay, can you move the car at all?
I can. But now we're back to stuck.
All 4 wheels are off.
That's fine. Are we gonna go all the way up?
Let's go!
I think we want to go to the right.
To the right or to the left?
Right, our right.
I don't think we're going to be able to go up to the right from this angle.
Well, not at this angle, but in general, probably.
Only one person would know that, and that would be the person with the map!
Melon, can you unhook the winch, please? Thank you.
Oh, well.
Let go.
Yeah, just let it go. Oh. You may need to actually put it back.
Uh-oh.
I was going to say, I'm not going to be able to move from here. But you still need a winch in order to get up there. Hold on. Where are we? We need to go. Oh. Remember you said
There's a road here.
What?
you know you said, you're like, oh, it's a horseshoe, so this way is faster.
It is.
Halfway through the horseshoe is where we were supposed to go.
Well, what's this way?
I don't
Does this not loop back up and around?
maybe? Here, look at the map.
Gas station. Yeah, no, that seems right.
Okay.
Because we're gonna go right, and then we're gonna get into what looks like the horrible mud adventure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we just need to go this way.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, so we're gonna go behind you. We're gonna go right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Where are you putting the map?
Oh, beside the front seat, on the windowsill,
At the front.
on the window, against the window, that little slot. Is it not going back in there? Well, it's yours now, I guess.
Oh,
Oh,
we
there
go.
it is.
He's doing it. He's driving the car.
Let's go!
I thought I got it.
Let's go! To the power of friendship and VTubers!
You're
Ah!
I wouldn't have said that. I definitely got the car stuck.
How stuck are we?
I'm pushing. Continue gassing it.
No, I don't think you're gonna get past the rock up here. I think you need to like back up and just turn
Winch
a little
time,
bit
winch
this way.
time, winch time.
Do the winch with the tree up there. Yeah, perfect. Exactly what I was thinking.
Winch time.
Honestly, the winch is a bit overpowered. There's no solution.
The car doesn't move right. We need this. Don't complain.
I'm not complaining.
God, all he does is complain about cars.
It's true.
Ugh. Careful.
All right.
I'm giving you room to turn.
Yep. Okay, go ahead and let it kind of just lax because I want to try to get back down on the road.
I am. It's not doing it.
All right, hold on. Let me. There we go. And then.
Hey, Melon,
Yeah?
take this.
Oh yeah, definitely. You could. I think you could take it off now.
That was a little dangerous. Oh! Ah!
You good?
Whoa.
You good?
Whoa!
You good?
Whoa!
You good over there?
Oh my god!
The winch
You
wanted to
okay?
wanted to take me away.
Take me
It's like
away.
you used my power to be relying on me too much. I think you're
Maybe
stuck
we
again.
Mother.
Go to the other side of, go to the other side and we push the front of the car.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, we're being attacked by a bear. Guys.
Me. I'm the bear.
Oh, you're honestly good job. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Look out your window.
Oh god.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Okay.
All right.
Oh, we're fucked.
We're fine. Are we going down where you are right now? Or am I staying on the
I
road?
don't think so.
Why don't we go up? Yeah, keep going around this way.
Okay. Oh yeah, down there. That looks like resources down there. So we'll just
Scrap metal.
be very careful, Melon. I cannot see you. All right, you want in?
There's the bear.
Hold on. Come here. I got you.
I love warm beer. Warmed by the sun.
Classic Kit. Just getting drunk in a construction site
I
again.
can hear you.
What?
Hey guys.
Yeah?
Yeah?
I think there's a secret down here.
Ooh. Immediately turns the
I
car
think
off.
The problem is I think we need the
Ooh.
car.
I want to see.
There's a bunch of rocks with a winch pin in it.
Oh.
And I think we can probably yoink the rocks out.
Oh. Yeah, let's do it.
You're gonna want to back up. And
Yeah.
Bring the car back.
Like to where, like from way over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if it drops, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna blow up.
I'm sure it knows some people.
Hello.
Don't mock me. Alright.
Unless we could winch it to one of the trees behind it and slowly lower it down the cliffside.
Why
Which
isn't it
wouldn't
going?
be the craziest thing we've done
Ooh!
so far. Oh. Smoking a cigarette.
I was trying to turn the other way, but it wasn't turning anymore. I don't know why.
You might just need to reverse it.
No, I was reversing it. Ugh. Oh, it was
Like,
because of the
go all
mud.
way.
Oh, there's mud there, yeah.
He's so cool. Watch this be nothing.
We would have been so...
But you know what? We tried.
Hey, six pack.
Oops. I hit something.
Oh!
great, champ.
Okay. Now I'm gonna turn into it.
You're doing great, champ.
So be careful.
There's mud.
I'm gonna go beside the mud. All right. We fit under that, right?
Go really slowly.
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
You're gonna have
Oh,
to go
okay.
to
Do the
right.
thing from here. This is gonna keep me in place.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it'll reach you, right?
We've definitely gone to trees further than that. Okay.
Melon, where is the winch device?
Melon,
Oh, I
where is
have
the
one on
winch?
board.
Okay. Melon, where is the winch device? You're either gonna want to put it in park for this,
It's in park.
or
It's
you're gonna want to put it
in reverse.
reverse, depending on how this goes.
Yeah, I'm ready to hit Q for
I'm
reverse.
hoping the car doesn't blow the fuck up. Anyway,
We'll be fine.
Melon, back up. Melon.
Hey guys, there's a lot of sounds happening.
There's a lot of sounds happening. Yeah!
Yeah.
I want to see.
Is it just a hole?
There's a watermelon!
No effing way. There's no fucking way. There's a watermelon there. There's no effing way. There's
Yippee!
there's a watermelon helmet in here. Are you freaking? I'm absolutely.
What the hell?
Oh my god. What are they? Did they know Melon was gonna play this
That's
game?
Amazing.
What
Yeah,
is
you do.
this?
That's crazy. There's also cool sunglasses. It looks like you should put those on as well.
Oh my
shit.
gosh. Good eye. Good eye, Kit.
Yeah.
You know what? I need a beer after this. Where's a beer?
Hell yeah, brother. Damn, you look rad as hell. You're so brave for this. Ooh.
How do, oh, okay.
We're made of like feathers and dreams.
Oh, Alarion, what's up?
Hello. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
Raid.
Let's get the let's get the six packs in here. Pack in here.
I want to be able to see myself. I want to know how I look.
Go to the bathroom.
Oh, wait. Go in the bathroom. There's a mirror there.
Release a beer.
Isn't it so funny? Don't worry, we'll be playing it again. Don't you worry about it.
Oh my god. I can't believe they had a watermelon hat.
The absolutely insane. Let me
oh my
just.
god, it's got jiggle physics.
The melon has jiggle physics.
Yeah, because I think all the hats do.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
That's good.
Anything else around here? No, that's it.
Crushed
That's
like 5 beers. Let's go.
sounds good. Oh wait, hold on. There's a little bit
Shakes you.
of recovery.
Oh my god. I was like, I'm stuck.
You were live for quite a while. You were definitely in it.
That's
There's a little bit of repair. What is that? Is that headlights?
the back is like completely messed up.
Winch pickup. I'm trying to see what the symbol that is. I'm trying to. Is that like?
Oh, that's
That,
the
like,
frame.
tan
We have to get
one?
underneath the car.
Oh wait, hold on. We're missing a ladder. There we
Yes,
go.
That's the top health bar. Power drill is the other part, and I think that's the
Gotta switch phone. Gotta make food. Hell yeah. Yeah. Eat. Do some self care. Thank you for raiding.
Ooh.
And welcome in. We're covering. We found a watermelon in a trapped under rubble. We saved a watermelon.
That's really funny. That we found that of all things.
Right?
Anything else? All right. I think that's it.
find. Good find.
Love of my life, my shining star, if you are listening. Kipo is telling me he's hungry.
Okay.
I want to drive.
You want to drive? Okay.
I want to drive the car.
Melon?
Yeah?
Oh, okay. Just making sure you're in here before we started driving.
Okay, now we need to just.
Sup? I don't know who this person that we picked up is, but they're cool as hell.
Sure, man. Oh, you hit forward to go in reverse.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't back
weird.
here.
I did the side mirror.
Yeah, I guess.
So tired, but it had so much fun. Yeah, it looked really. It looked like a good game.
We're gonna hit the mud here. We may need to winch up
Like,
if we can. I don't think we have enough juice. Oh, wait.
okay, pull it.
Oh, lordy, it's trying.
It's the mud. It's fighting.
I'm so glad we have crazy strong winches.
Me when I go to the local bar.
God, he's so fucking cool.
All right, I think you're all set to go, so I'm just gonna take it off. All right.
Oh, thank you for posture check and hydrate. Yes, I was. Kipo is telling me he is hungry. The zoo would like to be fed.
Is the winch back on the thing?
Do you have to manually put it, or can I just drop it?
Yeah, just go click on the winch. Like
Okay.
here, thingamajig, and it says reset winch, and you can just
Oh,
fix it that
okay.
way.
Ah,
Let me know when you're done.
classic,
Drive.
classic skist. Oh, whoa. Why am I Spider-Man? All right,
Schist.
Shist. Oh, sorry. Why hasn't anyone corrected me before now? I've been saying that this whole time. I like our double back on the map, where it's just like I just backed up. It was so worth it though.
We had to find Melon hat.
It was so worth it.
It's so good. This game might save as well when we do checkpoints, so we might be able to just.
Yeah, once we get over to the
Get a save point
gas
and-
station, I think it does save.
Yeah. We can come back to it. Huh.
Hey fam, how are we doing this?
We go up and we check it out.
How the car gonna do this though?
We'll go up the. We'll figure it out as we go along. Ow! Oh! Ow!
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 Oh, this
Oh,
this
guys, I
is
think
how
I
we're gonna
found
do it.
How? Where? What? Where?
Are you guys both down there?
No, I'm up here. Oh, hey.
Look.
Oh.
Okay, well, we could just put two of those
What?
up here, and then we just wedge it up here.
What are we, huh?
There's two winch poles.
There's
up
winch
here.
poles up here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, I
Are
don't
we
think
still
Jesus
have
is
to
up
push
here.
it Up this part. Right here.
We could probably do that. That would be less risky, I think.
Fluffington the Third.
Any
Meat patty.
Food.
Motor oil.
Hey, we're made of paper. Don't make any jumps that you think are too, like,
High.
yeah, it's bad.
What's over here?
I keep
I
trying to press shift to sprint.
Yeah, it does. It does not do anything. Don't worry, guys. I have lotion. I just wasted a bunch of lotion.
Idealist, where are
Yes. I am
you?
up
I found
top.
something.
I'm near. You see the giant like tower of rocks that looks like it was stacked on top of each other?
Wow. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, this flips it.
Oh, there's definitely something over here. What did you find? Where are you?
Exit to
Powerful. You guys good up there?
Yes.
I don't know where Idealist went.
I'm
That's
over here.
normal.
Yeah, that's par for the course. Do you not see the stacking rocks? The giant stacking rocks? I see you.
Yeah, but I figured we would get to that when we get to that.
I was already over here. Hi.
Real quick, come over here.
Okay.
Whoa. It's like max range. I'm so good at video games. Do it my damn self.
Oh. Interesting. Good thing we didn't need that yet.
So, we can definitely die.
We could definitely die. I mean, I figured our death was on the menu at some point.
Whoa, he's a madman.
He's
I'm
a
doing it
madman.
myself.
I have a rifles problem.
Alright, I'm gonna put this in here.
What do you guys find up there?
A lot. There's a lot of stuff up there.
Runs you over.
You could try. Alright, let's get the second one up and going. I'll go to the bridge and get that.
I have a funny idea.
Okay.
Melon, grab the ramp off the top of the car and put it so that the tall side is on the back of the tires, and see if we can use it as a brake.
Mmm.
Because as soon as we release this winch, it's gonna start moving.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time getting up.
Getting
at
up
that
the
angle.
ladder is rough. Oh, actually, I don't think it'll work. The tires are kind of up.
Just put it in park. It'll be fine. Probably.
I don't think that's gonna work, my guy.
Put it in
One
part,
One
or
second.
like,
I think we might be able to actually fix part of the car here.
Okay.
This is how we.
All right. You want me to get it a shot?
I'm gonna try to just
No,
start
hold
driving.
on. Ugh.
Okay. You want to start driving? Okay. All right. Let me hit the reset winch.
You can just
I'm trying.
there.
Oh.
Oh, I'm in the ground.
Hello?
You're good.
Am I unconscious? Is that what's happening right now?
Where are you?
I'm all the way on the bottom.
I think you're in the dirt, mate.
Yeah, no, okay. Yeah. I was knocked unconscious.
Okay, hold. Try and put it in park.
I have another winch up there, ready to go. Ooh.
Oh, but then, yeah, winch it.
Winch it, baby. Hey, people.
All right, rip it.
Smoking a cigarette. Okay, one second. I have to enter through the It's so hard to get on top of the
I love going through the roof is like a valid thing.
It's honestly the best way to do it. Hi.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Can you do
You're
the
good.
emote so it looks more like
Oh,
real?
oh, yeah. 1 second. Yeah. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. I'm just kidding. You're good.
Yeah, I know.
You're good. Okay. Now from there, you're at least not moving, which is good. I'm thinking,
I put it in park.
yeah. Let me swipe that. Oh. Whoop. Okay.
Hit the winch gear thing, not the.
Okay.
Yeah, go like this tree if you can.
Like this one right here.
Don't go around this tree right here.
Oh.
Come back. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Go ahead.
I like that we just leave the door open. We're so good at winch simulator.
Well, about that.
No! I don't know why I said anything.
I saw it slowly encroaching on the tree, and I was like, well, about that.
Well,
Let me go ahead and take I think I winch got us in this situation. A winch can get us out of this situation.
it's gonna blow up.
We're
It's so
fine. We're
It's
fine.
so bad.
We're fine.
It's so bad.
We're fine. You're good. You're good. You're
So
good.
the tree is going through the window. Ow!
Now we see perfect. Now we just need to flip
Okay.
it.
There's a thing on top called the Flipomatic.
Yeah, the Flipatronic.
Flipatronic.
All right. And then now I want to. Oh, here we go. Flip it.
Now try. I can't believe we made it all this way only to truly fuck the car when it mattered. Jesus.
Where is? What is it? Ow! Oh!
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine! You're fine! You're fine!
We are so close. Never mind. We are dead. How far back are we? Or are we now in that tree at the current save?
You're fine! Oh, we hit a checkpoint!
Let's go!
Let's go!
Let's go! We did that for the speed. For the we.
Snake right there.
That was all part of the plan. Was
Let's
to,
go. Oh, there is a snake right there. You're right.
Just fuck up our car.
Well, there's a welding machine. We can fix it with that. Who wants to?
I'm gonna park myself in this corner, and I need to go feed the zoo.
Oh my god. Typical. No, it's fine. We need to get the car into the place so we can fix it.
Yeah. Want me to do it or? Yeah. You know what? I'll just do it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Smack some. Snake just tried to bite you in through the car.
Oh,
Video
whoop.
list? Video list?
Sorry, I was honestly just.
Video list. There you go. Perfect.
Okay. Easy. No problem.
Pull it forward just a little bit more.
Oh, I'm already out. I'll pull it a little bit forward.
Oh, I think I can just push it. Yep, okay, that worked.
Oh, you did it? Okay. Hell yeah. All right, let's check out the engine a bit. Can we do something to the engine?
Yeah, motor oil.
Motor oil. Where are you? Here you are.
Okay, I am stuck. You do need to move the car a little bit.
Motor oil done. Oh, those are tires. Got it.
Yeah, please don't. Oh.
Well. You don't say. Me when I'm fixing up your car, and then I charge you $800 for it.
Yes. Oh. Do we have to activate this thing?
Yeah, you have to put it underneath, and then you hit the button to flip it. It was what I was trying to do while you were wedging to try to flip it, but it was still like off the ground, so it wasn't properly flipping.
Well, RV's all fixed.
RV's all fixed. Well, hot damn.
Hot damn.
Oh yeah, let's cook ourselves a grill. Oh, there's a decent amount of like areas to explore. Yeah, let's. Oh, okay.
I'm making burger.
Hell yeah. Oh.
And I'm littering.
I wonder if we have to flip it.
Who knows?
Oh! Oh!
He turned into a whole bird, dude. I wish
It
was
becomes
that
an
easy.
okay burger. Why was yours a classic burger? Mine's an okay burger. What the fuck is this?
Well, better cook. Sorry, Chan.
Apparently. I'm gonna put an okay burger on here and see what happens.
Yours is a 150 gram burger. 90 gram burger. Classic burger.
Soft burger.
Soft burger. The burgers heal you.
I think it's random.
Whoa! That's our friend.
Oh. Can we? I wonder if we can get the snake over here on the grill.
This is. Where can I put the burger? This is important.
Me
No, I
shoving
can't
another
attach
burger
it
down my throat.
anywhere. What the fuck? We need to find a place for the burgers to be.
Yeah, agreed.
stuck.
Not even in the fridge. That's crazy.
Really?
You can't even put it in the microwave? I don't even see a microwave.
What the hell? That's Hatch. I'll just hold him with me.
Yep. Oh, the dash. In the glove compartment. Oh.
I'm gonna go look around some more while Melon's feeding their army of animals. I'm really glad that was a checkpoint.
Yeah, me too.
Revive station.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And there's things by that mountain over there, and there's things over here.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's purple goo. Oh no, it's loose burger patties.
It's loose patties, and then there's also Fluffington the Third
Sorry, what?
on the thing.
Oh, I see. Notion.
Which gives me pause because we only have the first one, which makes me think that we skipped a checkpoint.
No, we couldn't have.
I have a sneaking suspicion we were supposed to halfway through go to a gas station, then come back through the horseshoe, but we skipped the horseshoe.
Nah.
Because if I look...
It was
No,
achieved
you're right.
on Sunspark Isle.
You're right, I'm
All
wrong.
ballers
This is the
came
one that
out
it was
together,
mentioned before.
But Fluffington III overslept.
I'm like,
They
there's
were missing out on
no
all the
way
fun
we missed
again.
one.
They quickly shook off their drowsiness and raced out into the field. They cried out in excitement to their fellow ballers. But
Mhm.
instead
We
of
can put this in the
welcoming
car.
Fluffington III, they all jeered at them.
Put what in the car?
Fluffington III had no idea
Big old
why the
barrel
others
of
were mocking
motor
them.
oil.
It was only yesterday that they
Probably.
were all playing together after all. Distraught, Fluffington III trotted over to a nearby lake to drink some water.
Oh,
As
it's a-
Fluffington
it's a
III
tape.
leant
I'm
over,
like,
they
what?
caught a glimpse of their reflection. They noticed once again that they don't look like the others. Fluffington III
This game is
always
silly.
found it strange that they
It
were
is.
always fluffier and a different color to the other ballers. Not to mention that they had 4 legs instead of 2 and no hands.
Burger.
All of a sudden, they felt the gentle head pats of their wrangler companion, which, as always, melted away all of Fluffington III's sad feelings. "Hey, Fluffington III," began the wrangler. "Are the others poking fun at your wool again? It's definitely getting a little long." The wrangler began shearing the wool off Fluffington III. Fluffington III wondered why the wrangler never did this to the other ballers, but it always felt nice to Fluffington III. "Okay, Fluffington III, go play with the others now," the wrangler said, giving Fluffington III one more gentle tap on the head. Fluffington III returned to the other ballers. At first, they looked at Fluffington III curiously, unsure of where their wiry fur went. But then they kicked Fluffington III a ball, and they all began happily playing
Whoa, this
together
burger's
again.
called Absolute
The moral of the
Taste.
story: cut your hair.
Me too, man.
The end.
Okay. Cut your hair. That's the moral of that cassette.
That's a good question. I don't know. Idealist, make sure you're live.
I am live. Why?
Double check.
Streaming. I'm talking to you, which means there's some kind of internet activity. Yeah. No, everything's there. The bitrate's a bit high, but weird. Okay, so this is a dead end, which makes me think that we should take the RV over here, but let's look.
Idealist, why aren't you smoking a cigarette?
No, I mean, I totally am. Man, I love cigarettes.
Literally makes you faster in this game.
Oh, I forgot that was the case.
Yeah, man. I found an antidote.
Good job. Did you use it?
No. I don't need it. I'm healthy.
My God.
Smile.
All right, let me grab a map to see if
I'm
there's anything
healthy and
else
normal.
interesting around here.
It is like a really, really big beetle, though. Like, way too big. Nuggets, bunny glasses.
Oh, I forgot about you. Let's see.
Carry this back to the car. I'm gonna need this. An unprotected, unsheathed needle just hanging out in the forest. The perfect thing to heal you when you're down.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely the way that they want us to go. But with the giant tower here, makes me wonder, but I don't see any of that on the map.
Okay,
Oh, you ow, stupid.
That's not an excuse to get bit by the snake. God,
Did we use a thing? No, we didn't use a thing. Okay. Burgers. Do burgers heal
Fire, Jesus.
antidote?
Malibus.
Maybe? Perhaps? Okay, let's see.
Says random shit into microphone live on Twitch.
Okay, so that's that one.
Do you think canned chicken nuggets are good?
I think it does the same thing as beer, but I could be wrong. I remember
What?
I took both at the same time, and then the nuggets didn't do anything.
No, I meant in real life if they're good. I don't know.
Oh, no.
You don't think so? What if they're really good?
Because
You
I
never
don't think
know.
canned chicken is good. So why would I think canned chicken nuggets would be any different?
Well, grow up.
Oh! Okay, I'm thinking there might be
I'm
something.
gonna put the second winch controller in the car
Go for it.
because we'll probably need it. No reason not to bring a second set of tools with us.
Okay, I'm definitely looking out that way.
That's actually
I keep looking at this tower thing, looking for a thing for us to pull, like last time. Because I'm like, man, if there was a thing for us to try to collapse, it would be this giant thing. Also, a part of me that wants to try to parkour it.
There we go. There we go. Who left their empty beer? Yeah. My chud friend throws a beer at my chud friend, whom I hate.
I wish you could kind of see where you are, but I think
Where's Idealist?
at the giant rock tower.
I hear him talking. Ugh. Almost like he's a streamer.
I feel like there's something here.
Yuck.
I really do.
There's nothing I hate more than streamers. And video games. Ugh.
Let's try the
Vile.
beach. I see you way over there.
Melon should have AFK'd in the truck.
We could just pick her up and move.
I wonder if there's
Uh-huh.
an achievement for just leaving the RV behind and just jogging through the woods.
Something tells me we die by bears. Just an inkling. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. That's funny.
Hey, Idealist?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone. silly. There has to be something up there, right? Idealist, this has to be a jump.
Oh, son of a... I was beat it the whole time! I was talking to you the whole damn time. I'm not kidding.
You were whatting to me?
Talking.
That's not what you said.
What did you think I said?
You said you were cocking to me.
Well, that too, but that didn't need to be said. I thought that was assumed.
Whoa.
No, like, anyway, I was basically saying I've been searching around this rock tower, seeing if there's anything at all that, I mean, it's just asking for like a thing to hook up to, and then we just break it down.
Nah, too big. Jump
But-
puzzle somehow.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Literally just a little bit the other way was the other gas station, like beyond those trees that I went back
Oh,
to.
really? That's fun.
Yeah, like not even a 30 seconds of walking is the other gas station in that direction.
I figured out an important thing.
What?
You can hook the winches to us.
And we don't die?
Why would we die?
Because you're hooked up to a winch in an RV.
Yeah. I can put a winch around your belt loops. You won't die. Did someone take a nap? Yeah. Melon is taking a little.
My response to that was we could just throw her in the RV.
You're so fucking right. Fuck. Let's go do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but look.
Well, Melon isn't here. Oh, no, there. It's what it's.
I've been stuck.
Did you? Did you? Okay. I see how you figured it out.
Yeah. Why would it? Who else would I test it on? Myself?
I don't know, man. It was just really funny.
I'm not a fool.
Just where
Slowly move.
Melon's just rising into the future. Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
Okay.
This is what they would want. We gotta get the burger. Is the thing.
Just keep it
This
loose.
is really important.
Yeah, like the burgers are.
Well, it'll die. I'm just gonna hold on to it.
I'm gonna keep it loose in here.
That one's whatever. This one's important. This one's my good friend.
Why is it your good friend?
What the Idealist.
Hmm?
Read the burger name.
Oh, it is your good friend. It's my good friend too.
Did you not notice this like 10, 15 minutes ago when I said
I-
this?
I heard.
You can just say no. It's
No.
okay.
No, I didn't.
It's okay, man.
All right, I'm gonna start driving. We good?
Huh?
Or do we want to wait for Melon?
I don't know. Hey, man.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I should have knocked.
He's twisted. I'm eating a burger in the toilet.
All right, let's see here.
You can probably start driving a little bit. They're not gonna miss much if we at least get to the next,
Keep going
location.
forward. Then we go that way. Okay.
Okay, go ahead, King. Good. Good.
What am I?
Yeah. Are you not good?
I do not know.
Oh no.
We're fine.
Oh.
We're fine.
We've got 47
Scraps.
medals. We're so good.
Yeah, we're chilling. We're bin chilling right now.
That's great.
We're gonna... Yeah, we're just not gonna deal with whatever that is.
Turns around, double twist the Melon so far they are.
This looks like it's gonna be treacherous.
Stop here.
Okay. Hmm.
There was like a little path this way that looked walkable.
Okay. It might be.
This looks too planned to
Hmm.
not be anything up here. Really?
It might be just the way up if we fall.
I guess.
Oh, I see something over there.
Where?
Where are you? I see you. Over here.
I'm where?
Over here. Follow me. Over here. Look that way.
Oh shit.
I mean, we could take the RV down here, but...
We could.
Or I could just smoke and then just walk as fast as an RV.
Yeah, we can just smoke cigarettes.
How one
We're not
equals the
driving
other,
the
I will
RV.
never understand.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yay, more metal.
Oh, antidote. How are you on antidote right now?
Another. I'm good. We have a lot of these. I'm just gonna take this one because I've got like a little bit of
Alright, I'm sticking myself then.
another hat. Another melon hat.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Why?
Because... Ooh, that's funny.
We're so fucking cool.
Oh,
I'm gonna take-
Emperor cassette. If you want to grab that one, I have the map currently. You grab the nuggets and oh wait, never mind. It looked like you grabbed the nuggets and then ran out the room.
That'd be funny. Yummy, tasty, good time.
It's like butt nuggies.
Uh huh.
Honestly, I think I just need to floor it. Looking at it from this angle.
Jesus.
Am I wrong?
We could put the ramp down.
Mm,
That might help with the angle so it doesn't blow up when it hits.
maybe.
The Emperor's Missing Clothes by Archibald Rund.
Oh, a naked emperor.
Emperor Exitus awoke to a fine summer's morning. He stretched, yawned, then rose out of his bed and walked over to his window. Outside, he could see the beloved capital of the nation he ruled below. He felt the warmth of the summer sun and a gentle, cool breeze. In fact, he noticed the breeze felt quite a bit more fresh than it usually did. That's when Emperor Exitus noticed that he was wearing no clothes. He quickly ducked below his window so as to not accidentally bless the eyes of unsuspecting citizens below. He remembered donning his imperial pajamas the night before. Where could they have gone?
Hi.
Hi.
Emperor Exitus crawled his way to his imperial
drove up the
wardrobe
street.
to look for something new to wear.
There's
But
already
everything
ramps
was
in
gone
place.
from there too. He then checked the door to his bedroom and noticed it had been tampered with. Someone had broken in. But who? Emperor Exitus stepped outside of his bedroom, only to
Also,
find
we're
a
both
servant turn the corner
banditos.
in the hallway at that very moment and spot him. The servant stopped
You
in their
lost your
tracks,
melon hat,
stunned.
by the way. I
The
think you
timing
can
couldn't
change it,
possibly have
though.
been worse. Servant, did you see anyone
If you go to
suspicious here?
the bathroom.
Said Emperor
But
Exitus.
we also found another one if you can.
Yeah.
No, me Emperor
I don't know
Lord.
why
I
you
still
lost
got
it.
The
it.
servant replied,
Hey.
still visibly shocked by his raw, bare-skinned, garmentless emperor before him. Emperor Exitus had to think fast. Well, what do you think of
Also
my new
really
robes?
important. Can you check this
asked the
burger
emperor.
right here out?
They're beautiful, me Emperor Lord.
No,
The
don't.
servant
The name
replied.
of it. Put it
That's
back
right,
down.
they are. Now carry on. The servant hurried past, ensuring his gaze did not meet the divine body of
150
his emperor.
gram burger?
Emperor Exitus
No,
thought
it
for
doesn't
a
sync
moment.
up.
He
On
felt
my screen,
liberated
that's
in
a
his new
soft
robes.
burger.
and it's not like anyone could
This
question
one
him.
says
He is
absolute
emperor
taste.
after all. And thus,
Yeah, that one's
the
normal.
emperor
This one
ruled
says
over his
soft burger
nation
for
in the
me.
nude from that day.
Like our
Soft
good
burger.
friend, and I was like, that's him.
The moral of the story, lying solves
Did
everything.
someone take a
if you
nap?
have enough
Yeah, I
power.
just had to.
But
go
also,
feed
security
the-
is a
the
serious
zoo.
matter.
Okay,
And
gang.
Emperor Exodus wouldn't have been in this situation if he had gone with
I think we just have to
Megalox's
fucking go
brand
for
new
it.
Bulwark Mark III padlock. Megalox's
This is a
brand new
sponsored
padlocks are capable of
stream,
withstanding
apparently.
even the most dedicated and diabolical of criminals.
hit it.
Not even a
Hit it.
seasoned lockpicker with a
Hit
law
it?
degree
All
can
right.
get through Megalocks.
Yeah,
So,
swing.
Megalocks are offering Archibald Rent listeners 10% off your padlock purchases. Just mention the code RuntyBoy at
This is the wrong way I
participating
do
stores
this.
when you
I know.
check out.
I'm
to
gathering
receive
speed.
your discount.
There's so much room for you to gather speed.
Okay,
Make
why
sure
am I
you're
not
third
going?
gear.
Oh, I know what's going on.
Because the engine's off.
Yeah.
Shift into
Hold
second
on
and
to
then
your
third.
butts.
Woo!
Ah!
Oh!
Ugh.
Third isn't
Oh god.
fast
Come on.
enough. Third isn't fast enough.
Throws a cigarette on you. You blow
Ugh.
up.
All right, third wasn't enough, or we didn't go far enough. Ugh, I don't know which.
I think you needed to
Oh,
stay.
we
I
are
think,
just. Our
I
engine.
think you lost too much speed when you swift shifted gears. I
Yeah.
think
Something is happening to our engine, and I don't know how to fix it.
underwater. I got bad news, guys. I jumped out of the car. I made it.
I'm proud of you.
I was
All right.
trying to grab the winch really quickly.
Okay.
Oh no!
Ow. That's my fault. Ugh.
I'm dead.
Huh? What? How did you die?
I fell.
Oh. Where did you
Fell and I
fall?
broke all my bones in front of you guys.
Oh, in front of us?
Am I a skeleton?
Oh, I
No,
see
that's
you.
funny.
I see you.
No, you're
Can
just a
we-
limp body.
Yeah, I'm like fucked up. Is there any way to reset
Wait,
checkpoint?
no. Did you
Hello?
hold him away? It said revive.
Oh, I was trying to get him out from under the car before reviving him,
I'm
so he
up,
didn't
but you guys
revive
sounded
under
like
the
a
car.
Freaky little ghost for a second. What the heck? Ow!
Yeah, don't get in the way of the repair. Apparently, it kills you.
What the heck?
Oh, guys, y'all have to go underwater and listen to other people talk. It's so
Is
funny.
that what I was hearing?
Yeah, it's really
I
funny.
was wondering what I was hearing for a second. That's oh boy. Well, we can.
I mean, we know where to go. We can go back a little bit away so that we can go back up and try again.
Ow! Ow!
All right, we got
I
this.
wanna drive.
You want to drive
Yeah, we need
Alright.
to fix the engine though.
with motor oil? Let me get the power drill.
We're all like jittery now.
Yeah. We did fall off a cliff.
I think we're like stuck.
There we go. I mean, we aren't too far from the previous one. We could just repair it. Like, it's not crazy. Interesting choice.
What? Oh, I thought we could back. I thought we'd
fuck?
have more. You're fine.
Don't smoke another cigarette while you say that.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Maybe you're
go.
not fine. I thought I could Austin Powers it.
Oh, the engine is actively.
I know. We need to get the winch to move the car forward.
Get ready.
Yep.
Someone grab the controller. Hurry. Oh, not yet. Not yet. Okay, go.
The engine. We might just want to
Don't
let it
have any
die.
more?
It's not gonna survive the jump, guys.
It's
I'm gonna be
drinking
super real with you.
a thirsty beast.
Because
It
Untitled.
loves the water. It's so thirsty. Guys, I think it's just fucked.
You can let it back
Yeah,
in the water if you want. We
I
can
think
reset.
We just let it drink its last drink. Yep, there it goes. So thirsty, beautiful.
There she
Here it
goes.
It's gonna blow up.
It's gonna what now?
No, I thought I would have enough traction to do a like K-turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, we're up together everything again. We didn't grab that much stuff anyway. Idealist,
Yes.
I need you to park the car.
I'll go park the car.
Snake. I'm gonna go get the stuff that we missed.
Oop.
And I'm making burgers.
That snake was trying to fight the RV.
Oh yeah, no, it does that.
Good.
Where is it? Oh.
Good thing I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got burgers down here.
Boy,
Hell yeah.
this-
Burgers? Shut up, Snake. You don't get any burgers.
I thought you meant solid snake for a second.
Dream burger.
I'm like, what does he have to do with any of this?
I wish he was here. Snake!
Snake. All right, let's see here. What was it that I was gonna do? Oh, right. Drill. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Hate that still.
Okay. And there it is.
I wish I had. I've got 3 buttons for cigarette, and I can only carry one thing because I have to always be able to smoke.
That does really say a lot of things, doesn't it? Oh, sorry.
Ugh.
All right. Car's fixed up.
I,
Did you get the cassette from the table? I don't know if it matters
no,
or not.
It's still there. I got
I'll grab
the
it.
Stuff that'll save our lives.
Oh, you know,
First.
priorities.
My
It's
bad.
okay to be wrong.
My bad, man.
Wait, someone grabbed it. It's not here.
Melon had it. It's on the ground by the thing.
Where do we put the motor
Where?
oil?
This burger's
Burger.
name is Johnny.
Oh,
Okay.
human meat. Like up here?
I want to climb the tower.
Lotion?
Would it be a good idea? You know what? I think a giant oil canister is probably a bad idea to have just loose in the thing. So we're just gonna put that over here.
I don't know. It would have probably saved us.
Saved as in exploded? Probably.
No, oil doesn't blow up, idealist. Can it go on top?
We could. I didn't see any space. So let me replace. What do we want? What do we don't want? Do we need a power pole? Like actually?
It's a big maybe.
All right, let's put that over there for now.
I think the flippy thing is important.
No, we cannot attach it up here. Yeah, the flippy thing's important. That's staying.
The Flipatronic? Where does it get
Oh,
stored?
yeah. Oh, we have 2 of them. There's one on top as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it goes. Yeah.
Eh.
Who put motor oil in the fridge? You sicko!
You gotta keep it cold.
I don't think that's true, man. I guess it is one of the few places we can put it right now, huh?
Oh, here's
Yeah,
the
I guess
cassette.
it's going in the fridge. That's crazy. Ugh.
Ah. Shut
The
up,
Ugly Baller
Snake.
by Archibald Runt. It was a dewy morning on Sunspark Isle when all the ballers came out.
I'm sorry, the what?
But Fluffington III overslept. They were missing out on all the fun.
I already heard that one.
Anyway, let's fucking drive.
Man, you ready?
Can we not
I got a
hear
really
you?
good
Oh,
shot,
okay.
by the way, when you
I
guys
caught it
fell
this
off the
time.
cliff.
Are you ready?
Me just
Fluffington III,
dropping a
they all
cigarette on
jeered
you
at them.
guys.
Fluffington III had no
It was
idea
really
why
good.
ballers were mocking them. It was only yesterday that they were
Okay.
all
It
playing
was like I
together
was the
after
one that
all.
sabotaged you guys and
Distraught,
just like.
Fluffington III trotted over to
Hey,
a
Alejandro, how you
Cigarette.
doing?
Cigarette.
And
You're
no.
correct.
Fluffington III leant
That is,
over,
in
they
I am in
And
fact
Dodo.
talking through Dodo. And speaking of which,
noticed once again
go in
that they
reverse.
didn't look like the others. Fluffington III always found it
Luckily,
strange
Dodos know how to
always
drive. Am I right?
fuzzier
Haha.
and a different color to the other ballers.
Sure, man.
Not to mention that they had 4 legs instead of 2, and no
Oh, thank you for
hands.
the follow.
All of a sudden,
Yeah,
they felt
appreciate
the
it.
words of their wrangler companion, which, as always,
We're just a, you know, a short
all
little
of Fluffington
drive.
III's sad feelings.
Nothing has gone wrong
Yeah.
yet.
Fluffington III began the
Yeah,
wrangler.
nothing.
Are the
Nothing.
others
Certainly
hoping to
nothing
make
that
roll
is
again?
a
It's definitely
recorded
getting a little long. The
in,
wrangler began
you know,
shearing the wool
confirmable,
of Fluffington III.
Your Honor.
Fluffington III wondered why the wrangler never did this to the other
Oop.
ballers, but it always felt nice to Fluffington
All right,
III.
what are we thinking? Are we thinking staying at 1, switching to... I went to 3 last
I think
time.
you should at least go into second if you're in
One
for
more
it.
gentle tap
All right.
on the head. Fluffington
Let's
III
go.
turned to the other ballers. At first, they looked at Fluffington III curiously.
Let's
unsure where
go!
Fur went. But
Yeah!
Fast
began
as you
happily playing
Yeah! Oh, oh! Oh, oh!
Yeah, but
Oh,
that was
no!
enough, champ.
Okay, yeah, 2 isn't it. 2 isn't the move. Ugh.
Oh, lordy.
Ugh.
I think we just let the beast drink till it satiated.
Yes.
Let the
We
beast drink.
let the beast drink.
Let the beast drink. Unless can I kill it
Faster?
myself?
Where's that motor oil? Here you go.
Take all the tires off.
Let's confirm your theory. Is motor oil flammable?
Just twisted. Oh my god!
Can confirm. Flammable.
Why is it a bomb? Jesus Christ!
Because I didn't loosen the top.
Jesus!
It was in a sealed container.
Jesus Christ, man!
All right, let me get this in here.
Okay, we're gonna speed run this part again, and then we're gonna go. That was fucking nuts.
And there we go.
They should give us like a little bag or something to carry stuff in, so we can carry like more than one item.
You mean like a backpack? No, that would mean we would need to be like prepped.
Okay.
All right, let's get the wheels. Get that done and over with.
Making some
There you go.
burgers. I don't know what the lotion does.
I don't know either. And when you use it, you just like spray it everywhere, and then that's it.
Yeah, man. How else would you use it?
Okay.
It's like ayo. Did I?
Ayo.
Ayo.
There you go.
I need to go a little further.
Kids
I
with
guess.
big amount. Ayo.
That's a secret Sugarulio again.
All right, now let's try. Now let's do it. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Sorry,
Excuse me.
sorry.
Pardon me. We're speed running this. Speed running welding. What could possibly go wrong? Oh wait, it's already
I have
fixed.
to choose.
Oh no, I was looking at my health bar. I don't know what's happening. Welding the same spot fixes the whole thing. That's what this taught me.
Yeah, man.
I'm not even gonna bother getting healed. We're just, or even that little
You're
small
twisted.
thing. I don't know. I don't know if we need to. Thoughts, feelings, concerns.
Don't call me a thought idealist.
You know my name, not my story.
Exactly. God. I would use the thing of motor oil, and I'm gonna bring one back.
Okay. Okay. Done.
Going for a little jog. I do wish we could like force a checkpoint after we were done.
Same. I'm gonna back up out of here at the very least, so then less travel. Ooh.
Oh,
All right. Get your butts in here. And I am essentially going to use this up here. Like, on the way up to that spot, I'm going to be gaining speed the entire time. And then I'm just going to try to get as high as I can.
okay, man.
All right.
Just
You got it. You got it.
floor it.
You got it. I think there's a couple of...
You need to be in whatever the last gear is and just going.
Is there no twisty turns? I thought there was. There is, yes.
There's one up here.
Are you lighting
Wife's
cigarettes over there?
animation Canceled the cigarette. I'm gaming.
Okay. Floor it! Oh,
You're shifting.
it went up to...
You gotta keep it going.
Yep. We're gonna back up a little bit.
They should let one of us gear shift for you. I think that'd be really funny.
Oh my god. Absolute teamwork.
One more.
Gosh. Going from 2 to 3 sucks.
Yeah, you have to be going fast.
No. It
It does in real
keeps
life,
on wanting to go to 1. Like there's no
Oh.
it's not taking the
You can
mouse
adjust
input.
The sensitivity of the clutch on your mouse if it's being weird. There we go. There we go. Floor it. More. Oh!
Oh,
Yeah!
Keep going!
Keep going!
Ooh, shift down to 1. Okay, that was it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, you needed more torque.
Oh,
Wow.
let's go!
Very
Let's
good.
go!
Took no damage from that too.
Kind of wild.
That's crazy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
People, why did you start screaming?
He was excited. Let him
Are we there yet?
let him-
You know what?
He's like,
Don't make me
"Don't
turn this RV around. I will do it.
Please don't.
I don't know. Let's check it out. Oh, wow. Oh, it's going.
One.
Ooh.
Bear. Bear.
Hey, there's a bear, guys.
Ow! There's bear spray in the back.
Hey guys, there's a bear.
Oh, where's the bear? Bear spray.
Help.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's in the back. It's in the back. It's in the thing.
Oh, it's done.
I sprayed him
It's
and
done.
It didn't do anything.
You're good.
No, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Good
Hey,
job.
My mic turned off again.
Yeah, same. So did mine.
Oh.
I had to turn it back on. Ooh. Ugh.
Did you guys not hear me screaming bear?
I did.
No, I did.
Oh, I think it just is broken then.
Yeah.
Were you hearing me talk the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, then yeah.
Yeah, I think it's truly just busted.
Okay.
Here we go. Sure. Oh no.
Right.
Can I
Is
put
there-
this giant plank up?
Oh, yeah. I like what your thoughts at.
Can we do anything with this?
I think
I don't
it's
think we
stuck
can.
though. I don't
Oh.
think we can.
Boo.
Dang, I think we got
Boo.
the little planks they give
Flimsy ass
us.
one.
Yeah, we have to
Here on
use
this.
it and then get to the middle part and then use it again,
Jesus.
which is wild. Well, wish me luck.
Well, get on it.
All right, I'll leave it up to y'all if you want to be on here for this, but
Nope. That's up another
just
thing
don't
right
be in
here.
the middle of it where I accidentally hit you.
You won't. Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
that was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Not gonna lie.
No. Yeah.
Oh,
No. God damn.
oh wow. We're not kidding. It's really like okay, yeah. Bye.
Oh, good catch.
I didn't catch it that time.
Wow.
It is done.
Yeah. Honestly, that one's not gonna go well. So I'm just gonna keep on going, and we're just gonna keep on going. Yeah. I don't know how.
Just be prepared with the hammer.
I was gonna say, we probably should have kept those two from back here, because I think as soon as I move forward,
I think you'll be fine.
okay.
Smile. Hear me out, Melon. You can grab that one and put it here, so that he. Oh,
I see now what you're saying.
yeah. That way he doesn't get like bumped, so we don't lose any speed. And then he can
That's
just
smart.
take it.
All right, y'all ready?
Sure, man.
Let's go. Let's keep going.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went perfect.
Wow!
Good
That was
job.
perfect.
Good setup,
That was
everybody.
amazing.
Good job.
I just hit forward. Y'all did all the work.
Yeah, it's good. You did good. Where's the map? Lights the map on fire.
Ooh, okay. We're on the water level now.
Guys, this game is really long.
Ooh. That's why they have checkpoints. Ooh,
I know.
we got this.
We need fishing.
Wait, is there a thing over here?
Oh.
On the map, there should be a little area for like exploration or whatever.
I don't see anything.
Oh, oh, damn. Okay, what are we on that took off like so much of our shit? Thank you.
You just hit a tree.
Oh, I can't. Why can't I move?
only one wheel is on the ground, it seems.
Okay.
You need to.
Am I on like a rock or something?
I don't think so. Or winch backwards.
Yeah, let's wait.
You have to winch yourself backwards because we're.
Gotcha.
I can't get back. God, he's so cool. Fuck.
Let's see here. This is front, rear.
Yeah, back. More. Now you're lined up.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh no.
Okay. You hopping in?
It's not for you.
There we go.
Ow.
Melon, you good?
What are the noises you're making?
I think she's moving around.
Hello?
Hi, sorry, Beck was giving me food.
Oh, we were hearing your food. We were like, what are you scrungling around up there? I was like, what game noise is that?
Where are you so I could throw you into the RV?
What the hell?
I thought I hear your footsteps. Oh, there you are. Perfect. Ow. Oh.
Oh no!
Oh, my
sorry.
bones. My brittle bones.
I'm sitting.
Drive, old man.
You got it. That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's a moose. We hit a moose.
You didn't stop.
We're here. Let's check it
You
on
and
that
Melon
moose.
have both, like, just not.
Oh my
Bear!
God.
Bear!
I don't think we have bear spray.
All right, I'm gonna distract it. Okay,
Holy
get off me.
shit.
No, get off me. I'm gonna distract it. Come here. Come here, bear. Come on.
Well, I'm like this.
Come on. What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? Chase me down a cliff? That's what I
Drink some
thought.
beer. Chucks a beer can at it.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Go in the water? I don't think so. Go into the bridge?
Smokes a cigarette at it. Throws a cigarette at it.
Yeah, let's this is what I think about
Yes.
nature.
You're gonna get lung cancer, idiot.
Yeah, you're
The negative effects of smoking are gonna kick in soon and he'll die.
you're
Sometimes
gonna
when you
be
smoke, you blow a little smoke.
you're gonna be shaky in a few days and you're not gonna understand why.
See?
Well, all right. Today I
The negative
perfect.
effects of cigarettes, dude. Killed his ass. I'm worried that we don't know what the EpiPen is for still.
I think it's for when we die.
Is there another bear?
Just don't say that.
PETA.
I think it might be the same bear that I sent to the smoker dimension. I just don't think he's there anymore technically.
I drank old coffee that's been sitting out here for God knows how long.
Yeah, man? How was it?
Another winch controller.
Ow.
But we already have two, right?
Walks in front of you, blames you. I don't think we need another flip-o-matic.
I don't think we do. One is fine.
I'm gonna bring another winch pole.
We already have two. So I think we're fine.
I just put the second one up there. God,
Oh,
I'm gonna eat these chicken. Chug these nuggies. Okay, crack.
the fact that you drink the nuggies is
That's vile. The fact that it makes a soda noise, like a caffeine noise when you do it, is actually messed up.
Hold for 4 seconds. 2, 3,
'Kay.
4. Out for 4 seconds.
is this an
Rest for 4
exercise?
seconds.
Probably.
Good job. Don't forget, you need to keep your in and out breath steady for 4 seconds each. Let's go again. In for 4 seconds.
There's no way I got the car stuck already.
Hold for 4 seconds. 2, 3, 4. Out for 4 seconds.
You serious?
What?
All I did was reverse.
Yeah, they're both off the ground, dude.
I love video game. I love video game. Can you winch me, sir?
Yeah, I'll winch you. You should be good now.
Okay. Are we unwinched?
Yeah. Ooh.
Everybody aboard?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
1 second.
You
Let me
need to
put it in
drive the
park.
car with it.
There's no way.
Yep.
No, I'm putting it in park right now.
Well, you're vibrating, but you're here.
Thank God. Alright, fellas. Is the front gonna lower? How am I gonna...
Oh god.
I think you need to, yeah, I think you need to
It's
keep
okay if
holding
I
it.
let go.
It doesn't look like the front will lower, but to your right is perfectly,
Just like...
yeah,
Push
you can
it-
just go.
Push it onto that platform.
Oh boy.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna push. F. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. You're good. You're on there. Alright, Melon. Come on.
Woo!
You made it! I throw you back on. Anyway, so I look at this map.
Let's drive.
I don't like what one of the... It looks like this is gonna do in a bit, but... I think we're on the right track.
Oh boy. Damn, RB got some grip.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. Hello?
I don't... You... Yeah, I also heard it. Yeah, let's fix that.
Yeah. Let's go a little wider.
Needs to have a wide stance.
Uh-huh.
I'll move the left one.
Thank
Yeah, that's
you.
good.
Incoming.
You got this.
Woo.
Good job.
Let's go.
Alright. Pick up my map. Ugh.
Why is your map weigh like 40 pounds? Oh.
No, I'm just old.
Oh, okay.
I make that sound whenever I pick up anything. It could be a tic tac.
Ah.
Tic tac.
Every time I go for a tic tac, you just hear ugh. Ugh. Hmm.
Oh, that fucked up the car.
Yeah, the car did not like it. Yeah.
Guys?
Yeah.
Guys?
Yeah.
Guys?
Yeah.
Guys? Guys?
Um,
Guys?
Yeah.
Guys? Or fine. Puts the car in park.
I'm getting some deja vu, guys.
Why?
I'm
Nothing
getting
happened.
some serious deja vu.
Look.
There is a
fine, I'm
tree
not
up here
yours.
that we might be able to make
Okay,
happen.
man. There's no way we're winching it all the way back up.
We might. Alright, let's see. Ow.
Can we Skyrim jump our way back up here? Oh, you kind of can, actually.
You kind of can.
That's funny. Let's see. Yeah.
Should I put her in neutral?
Sure. Just hanging upside down. Should I put her in neutral?
Put her in neutral.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Can you do me a solid? Can you pick me up to bring me inside?
Me when I'm
Thank you.
at the bus stop. Oh, let's go. I'm doing it.
I had a map that
He's
I threw in
crazy.
here. I'm trying to find it. Oh, perfect.
I got it.
Hell yeah.
I Skyrim jumped all the way up like a freak.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh no. It's not exactly good.
Ugh. You know what? It's something.
Second. It's like stuck
saw
on
the
an
map
angle
for
I
a
don't
second.
particularly like it being on.
Okay. It's the rear one, right? Okay.
Yeah, don't do it yet. I gotta
Oh.
fix it.
Okay.
It's at like a right angle. Oh,
What's the worst that can happen?
there we go. This is much better. That's better.
Let me know when you're ready.
You have to unlock an ID list.
How do I unlock? Oh. There you go.
Thank you. Hit it.
Okay.
I love when we use the winch to lift the car up a.
Me when I sit down, but everything is 90
90-foot
degrees
fall.
down. Everyone has their seat belts, right? Was that an empty can of beer?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I need to take just a quick cig break. Ugh.
He's so cool.
If I smoke, it speeds up this situation.
Sure, man. It definitely lessens the amount of time you have
Yeah.
in general. Okay. So, I don't like what I'm seeing right now.
What makes you say that as we're vibrating?
There's a lot of undulation going.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell that
Yeah.
much.
Uh huh. Do you want to put the car in park?
I mean, sure. I don't think
I don't
it's
think
gonna.
it did much, but sure.
Might have.
Yeah, the undulation is because the lack of bark.
I don't make the rules. Okay. Grow up. Okay, do the front winch.
Okay.
This should straighten you out, or it's gonna do what it did last time. It's gonna blow up the, the RV. I'm gonna
Oh.
drop the back winch off. Just
Okay.
Keep winching it. Take it around this curve because this is where we fell. And stop.
Okay. Good winching.
Thanks, man. Uppies, uppies, uppies.
Ugh.
Thanks, man.
No
Okay,
problem.
Melon, your turn.
What?
No.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I did.
No, it
You're
was less to
fucked
do
up.
with you doing that. It was you doing that to Melon, being like, "Hey, this really like over a cliff situation.
I crashed,
You got
So
this."
we're swapping.
I know. So it was less to do with like a woman driver and more to do with like you're really passing the
Yeah,
buck
sure,
now.
Man.
You're passing the
Throws a
buck
fucking
now.
beer can at ID list.
Me take a
Jesus.
swig out of my cigarette.
A swig out of your cigarette.
Yeah, you can tell I smoke, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's
Yeah, you drink the marijuana. Uh huh.
yeah. Can you not reverse? I see.
And oh, help you focus.
Oh shit!
You know what? I'll take it.
Child, and welcome to lesson 1 of absolute calm where I teach you how to achieve absolute calm.
We away.
And to these teachings is the
Okay,
breath.
one hold.
Without it, there is no calm.
Honestly, this looks like an exploring area kind of deal.
Try the exercises on the B side of this tape. But for the rest of us,
Ow.
That's on you, King.
Sure. Watch where you're swinging that hammer, bud.
Sorry, man.
Private property. Can't wait to see what's get bit by a snake.
Oh, the car is so fucked. Okay, that's it. That's all we got.
We have more. I'm getting more now.
Melon, are you muted?
Am I?
Yeah.
You might have been.
I think there's... Oh, I hear bear.
Oh god.
Time to smoke it to death.
Come here!
Holy shit.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
I scared my cat.
Oh no!
There's a backpack right here and it won't let me pick it up.
Bullshit.
Curtains. I don't see a back. Oh, there's a backpack. God, that'd be awesome.
Don't
Smoke a
start
cigarette
yelling.
with it.
You're the one who came at us, all right? Don't go complaining.
Guys, we're doing so good.
We really are. Is anyone suffering from poison?
A little bit. As a treat. It keeps me alive. Keeps me feisty.
All right, I'm gonna give you some antidote.
Keeps me feisty.
Yeah.
Are you still in the house?
No.
Are you at the RV?
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I found a landmine.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you misspoke.
Nope. I said landmine.
Lure the
Anyway.
bear back.
Oh. Wait, that's cracked.
I also found a landmine.
Where's the bear?
The bear was in the forest.
Dang, that would've been
I know
awesome.
that is as least helpful as I could possibly be, but
Okay,
It's true.
Melon. You're up, champ.
For what?
to drive
You're
through
driving.
around the landmine, I
Want me to
guess.
drive over the landmine?
No, around
You're
it.
driving around the landmine. I hope.
Oh, God.
You got this.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, come on, come on. Don't hit me. There's a landmine here. So go wide. Yep.
You can
Aguilas?
trigger the landmine by throwing something on it.
Okay, that's good. All I heard was, "Can I?" Boom, and then silence. And I'm like, he's fucking dead. It fucking killed him.
What are we doing here?
I think you drive
Oh,
on.
no.
We can. Oh, I get
We
it.
have to make.
We have to make a platform.
Oh.
Oh, this is not good.
Hey, we were down there earlier. Smoking's bad for
Hey,
your health.
how does this-
Yeah, well.
Oh,
so
there's
is
another mine in
breaking
here.
into
Oh
RV.
my gosh, hold on before you continue.
Where?
Oh.
Everyone back up a little bit. Okay.
He's so cool.
Okay.
Bomb
I missed.
squad exit.
I
Why
missed
are you
it.
Throwing an. He's throwing a unsheathed needle at the landmine.
This is how Americans solve things. This, you may not like it, but this is
You're
what
like a
peak
can of
disarming
beer.
looks like. Yeah, give me a beer real quick, would you? Calm my nerves.
One beer?
You call my nerves. Whoa!
Jesus Christ.
All right. I don't see any other mines.
Here, have a beer.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, here's an antidote if you want to stick that in you. It only has
Thanks,
it only
I
has
love
2
these.
All right, let's test it to see if it works. Does not. Okay. So maybe is it the same every, or does it need to be this way?
I think.
Okay, yeah, it has to be this way.
Okay.
Okay, while I do this, we'll do this.
Do enough to make it so that we can start doing it the other way. You know what I mean?
No.
What?
Put we don't have enough. So put those the other way. Put those this way. So that the front of the car isn't. That way.
Oh. Are you sure? We have like a couple more.
We actually might have enough.
But I kind of like the way you were doing it, so I want to continue doing it your way. 'Cause I think it's kind of cool.
Just a little creative as a treat. And by
Yeah.
creative, I mean doing it wrong. Smoking's bad. Smoking makes you faster in this game, so it's actually good for you.
Yeah, it makes you faster, so it actually cancels out any bad thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. By the way,
Remember
this
when you drive in
stream
the
has
car
been
still.
sponsored by
Get in
Big
there.
Tobacco. All right, just testing.
Nice.
Okay.
Eee.
We're good. Yeah, when it went back down, I was not a fan of that.
Someone's got
I
to
think-
climb up the side.
Oh, I guess we could.
Yeah, I'll be
we
button
absolutely
pusher.
could.
I'll be button pusher.
Okay.
You got this. Ooh. Good job. Good job. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Don't go too forward because it looks like you'll hit the lip on top.
Put her park. Lift.
Just. Oops, that's not the right button. Reverse just a titch.
All right. I'm gonna lift you up. I think you probably have to reverse a bit when you get up there. All right.
Smokes a cigarette.
I'll reverse a bit.
We're
Reverse a
shaking.
bit. Reverse a bit. Oh no! Oh no! You good? You good? You good?
Oh,
Forward! Forward! Forward!
right
Forward! 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 Forward!
I'm
Forward!
trying!
Okay.
Step. Don't move.
Wedge it. Keep on going what you're doing.
Don't move.
Yeah.
I'm doing advanced tech. Oh boy. I don't know if I can get back up there. Fuck.
I can go. I can take it down a little bit. Do you need
just
it?
a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, try.
You're gonna have a very
Okay,
small window because it's a start-stop
good?
situation.
Go ahead. You're good?
All your
No!
things just went
No,
away.
no, 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 no!
That is.
You're actually like perfectly balanced up there.
You are
which is pretty
balanced
funny.
on a metal beam. You are. You have perfectly balanced this. All things balanced as they should be. Thanos
Don't move.
balancing
You're
the
in
pin on his
what
finger.
I believe is called a Simpsons situation. I've never seen the Simpsons before.
Whew.
Okay.
So you got the remote, right?
I have to get the wench. I don't have the remote. Fuck.
All right. Since. Oh, perfect. Okay. I think Melon, you're probably gonna have to do the remote since you're the one inside the RV.
Yeah.
I put it up, but you're gonna have to get the remote from the RV and try not to fall backwards.
Okay,
I don't know if there's going to be weight shifting, but there might be some weight shifting.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh.
I just drop the thing.
Ah!
Okay, so we lost 2 tires, I think.
I see one of them.
Okay, if you could grab one of them.
It depends on how it's going to roll.
It kind of worked.
Let's see if I could Skyrim jump this.
I don't know if the car knows that the tire is gone.
Oh no.
Well, we have a spare.
No, that's not the part that worries me.
Oh,
I don't know if we can put one on. I don't know if the car knows that there's no one there.
So here's the thing. I found a tire. It's still attached to the car.
Yep,
It's
that's
just
what I thought.
it's underneath the thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think the tires are actually on there. Oh, it's gonna get weird. Okay, there's a good chance that it's about to blow up.
Go for it.
1 second. Oh boy.
I have a feeling that I shouldn't be near this tire.
Gonna like whiplash and just send you flying 1,000 meters away.
I have a secondary opinion. What if you
Okay,
just
wait.
drop the drill so that I can unhook the tire from down here?
Oh, interesting
Okay,
idea.
you know.
Okay. I see it. Where are you?
Let's go ahead and go ahead and just drop it in the elevator area. Perfect. Gotta get a for good luck. All right. Okay.
Oh, that's a way to do that. It's
'Kay.
shaking.
I have the
Okay,
wheel.
If I get out of the driver's seat, it starts shaking. You need to come in and grab the remote.
Okay, if I touch the car, I start shaking.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I hope this works.
Okay. Stop. No. Hold. We gotta put the tires back on.
I can't. It won't let me reattach on this one. Let me. What was push F?
Did you take them off?
I think you need to unwedge.
Let's go for the stretch regime.
That might work. Still says no. Oh, do the poll. What's a poll or whatever it's called?
Oh, he's so right.
Hey, there's a bunch
Oh,
of
there was a moment. I got it. Hold on.
parts.
Now I'm gonna try to find. It's attached. I don't have the drill's still down there, so I need to go grab it. Maybe it just stays down there. Oh.
Hey guys.
So our boy might be
What?
dead. He did fall like all the way down.
I need to get the clip of that. I hope the audio went through. That's so funny.
I heard every one of it, so at the very least I did.
It
This
did.
game
The
is so
VoIP works. I can say that much.
All right, so you're dead down there? I'm assuming.
Like the landmine. Oh, stretch.
All right, so Here's the thing. Where's the remote?
So one, I think, is by my feet last I saw, but if I get out of the driver's seat, the whole RV starts to go insane.
Oh, I see it.
Oh. We don't have any windows that just shot out.
Hey guys,
Hey, how's it going?
I just went for a nice jog.
Yeah?
Okay, can you drive?
Did you stick the landing?
What are you talking about?
Oh, no, nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, we can just release the winch now.
It is
We just need
released.
to back up a little bit. Careful. Careful. Other way if you can.
I think there's something
I
wrong.
can't.
I also think there's something wrong. I think
Okay.
that front
Okay,
tire
stop,
is-
stop, stop,
Careful.
stop, stop. Okay, now you should be able to... Go ahead and move that tire. That's to your left. Alright, now move forward and right and see if you can do your best with that.
Fuck.
What's it stuck on?
It's rear wheel drive.
I know, but it's on the ground.
Bring-
It should be
bring forward a
moving.
little bit.
It's stuck on
Push it forward.
something. I have a kind of dumb
wanna do something
but maybe
silly?
smart idea.
I think we just thought of the same thing. Go ahead, you go first.
Take all the wheels off.
Okay, here's my idea. Reverse the truck off of this, but keep the winch on and try and get the tire to reset if it's underneath the ground, and then winch the thing back up.
Or you know what? Go for it. Let's do that. I have a feeling we might die, but at this point,
We're kind of just stuck. Okay.
yeah. All right. Go ahead. Send it off.
It's a rear wheel drive. Fuck. Push it. Oh, no.
You need to get lengthen the thing. No, the other way.
This is the right way.
Oh shit. No, you're right.
Push it. Push it more. So
This is gonna end up really well. Nothing like a giant machine vibrating at 2,000 rates per minute.
Uh-huh.
Especially when I'm like inches away from a winch, which is like the strongest winch
Fine.
on the planet.
I'm glad that we splurged on a really strong winch.
Like,
Yeah.
who knew that the one that they put on cranes for construction equipment to make skyscrapers, they slapped on an RV?
High gravity.
We should use the motor oil and just blow the front up.
I mean, if you want this thing to blow up, I can do that for you.
No. It's just not moving.
I mean, it's moving very little bit, but it is moving a little.
It's like this side is definitely stuck.
Should I try reversing again?
Hold on.
I don't. Oh,
Let's do that.
you're playing such a risky game.
Unlock it!
I'm so
Unlock it!
scared right
Unlock
now.
it!
You're gonna be fine. Smile.
Just see see myself getting closer and closer to the edge.
Hey, so how's it going?
Hey.
You have health insurance, right?
You might want to get out of the RV.
Okay.
Just in case. Oh.
I don't think it's gonna move anymore.
No, it's moving.
Is it?
I'm gonna try to get out of the driver's seat for a split second.
Ow.
I mean, I wouldn't.
What?
Hey.
Oh.
So about the driver's seat thing, maybe now is a good time
Huh.
if you want to leave.
Oh my god!
Tire's fixed.
How did I survive?
The tire is fixed.
Help! Help!
Where are you? I feel this.
Just this cigarette tastes good.
This game is funny.
Follow the trail of smoke. I'm behind a tree. Someone give me a burger. No, Melon, behind you. I saw
Do
you
guys
for a
wanna
split
drive
second.
it back up, or do you
I
just
see
want me
you,
to winch
Melon.
it?
Right, you see, looking at me. You're looking right at me. Keep moving forward. Keep going. There I am. Hey.
Guys,
Uh,
look up here.
Thank you. Huh?
Guys, look up here.
Huh?
I caught a big.
Oh!
It's a fish turn.
How much does it weigh? Like 2 tons? Good job.
Fucking ton, dude.
Damn, dude. That's awesome.
Caught a
We'll be up
lunker,
there in
whatever
like,
you call it.
I don't know, the morning.
A big fucking fish.
How much damage did you take from that idealist?
Oh, like 75% of my health.
I took 0 damage.
That's alright. I have the feat that I take damage from you, apparently.
Apparently. I don't know how. How?
Well, there's a
I didn't
difference.
take any damage.
You were inside. I was outside.
Oh no!
That went as well as I anticipated. That went as well as I thought it was going to. I'm gonna be
Hey
real.
guys, it wasn't gonna make it back up.
No.
Oh, that's
Hey guys, we can
funny.
fix it.
Whoa. I like that that plan did fix the tire though.
It did fix a tire. I still don't know if my plan would have worked or not. It probably wouldn't have.
The problem is we needed to get the other tire off because it was glitched under the wood. I will say this: it is midnight on a Sunday,
Yeah, I'm fine with this being an ending point.
so I think we should stop here.
Yeah.
Let's pick this
we
up.
can end here.
Yeah, let's pick
This
this
is
up.
very silly and funny, and I actually really
It's-
like it.
I like it a lot. I'm
It's really good.
glad we're finally playing it.
I like that we have like an overarching objective to do instead of just like collect X amount of money to do like other party like
Yeah.
friend slop game style things. This is very good. I think it's 4-player as well. So we could drop someone else in. I know. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Through the fire and flames. There's bitch in the earth. I didn't even die.
I took explosive damage, which I believe is what the lotion is for.
Oh.
Oh, for like burns.
Yeah, do we have any?
One way to find out.
He's twisted.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's it.
That's enough of blowing the fucking... I love that they blow up, like, fucking propane tanks, and they're just, like, plastic oil canisters.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Good
Oh
game.
my god.
Yeah.
Honest to God,
Good
good game.
game.
Good
We'll be
game.
playing this
Can't wait to
again.
continue.
Yes,
Yeah.
agreed.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Good night, Twitch.
Bye, Twitch.
Good night. my Twitch.
See
Make sure you guys
ya.
Back up on
Bye
Discord.
bye.
Alright, see ya.